and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, August 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTB, we talk to, I'm not sure who our guests are, but we have a fun show coming up. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Friday, OTB, August 18th. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you. I'm so upset, Jake, you did not text me this morning. If you're listening on radio, you cannot see this, but if you're watching at youtube.com/1045ESPN, where you can hang out in the Bayou 4 chat, among other things, and hit the like button, subscribe to all the channels, you can see Jake has a wonderfully loud a Hawaiian shirt on this Friday. I wear probably 2 wonderfully loud Hawaiian shirts a week. 2 to 3 even, out of the 5 days. And yet today, I mean, I love this shirt. I got my RB&R shirt on. Shout out to Guy Hold the Mayo. But I'm just a bit disappointed that we both don't have wonderfully loud. I love your hat as well.
Thank you.
Just have more fun. Great color coordinating with the
With
loud
the shirt.
Hawaiian.
Yeah. I guess I wore this hat when you were out because it's not the first time, but
And it also maybe stands out more because of the shirt. Like maybe you did wear it another day, and I don't think so, but maybe so.
yeah, I'm all about the element of surprise. I probably should have
Guess
texted
so.
you, but I was like, it'd be fun to see him walk in with his Hawaiian shirt and be like, bro, and I'd be like, dude,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Something about the RB&R shirt just called to me today. It's
not even
when I was
Monday.
in the closet. Yeah, it's true. It's not even Monday. You're right. I just wanted a T-shirt day, I guess. It's Friday, relax day. Go to the weekend. We're going to talk a lot of Saints-Chargers here up front as the combined practice lets you know that the Saints Super Bowl march continues. I want to do big deal or no big deal to kick off hour 2 because we didn't do it yesterday. I got a few fun topics that I'm going to break down there. And, we'll see what else happens today. So if you want to come hang out, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. And I'm just killing time as I type that in myself so I can see all you beautiful people. So in case you missed it, we got a little OTB battle coming up this weekend as the majority of the team's favorite team, the New Orleans Saints, is going to be taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. I have not looked into this. I did see there's a hurricane heading towards L.A. and the greatest of all ironies. You could have an entire hurricane-free season thus far in South Louisiana. You travel to Los Angeles, and all of a sudden there's one bearing down on you. Maybe someone in the chat can help me out there with if that's going to affect anything this weekend. But I've
been in SoFi Stadium, a covered venue where it's been raining in Southern California. And yes, rain was getting everywhere. Inside of a stadium that has a roof, I was on the field and getting rained on. So it's not great.
Yeah, I think that I've talked a lot of trash about Californians and how they handle rain in the past because it literally shuts down the state. Nobody can handle anything. But in my older age, I've thought about it more, and I think it's a bit more understandable, right? Anything that you're not used to is going to throw a curveball at you. And so, if we were to get hit with heavy snows, I don't think we would operate too well either. Exactly, right? We don't. It's like the slightest snow, we completely. I mean, you lived in Denver, so you can certainly appreciate what it's actually like to go through winter. But so whatever. I'm just offering. I always talk crap about California. I'm offering our Western brethren a little grace here because, it's also like a landscape that's not made for rain, right? Like you start raining, all of a sudden you got like mudslides and other like terrible things happening. So, you don't build like you said, like they didn't even build the $2 billion stadium to have to really handle rain because it just never happens.
Just never happened.
So,
it was miserable too.
Again, a little grace shown to our Western counterparts. Not on the football field though. Jake, I think this is the rhythm for this. I want to rely on your NFL training camp knowledge to kind of talk about combined practices. But first, I think we'll just run through a quick practice report, perhaps. So yesterday on the injury front, Kendre Miller back. Didn't hear much about what he actually did during practices. Jamal Williams seemed to get the majority of the headlines, but Kendre Miller back out there after the sprained knee. You had Demario Davis back out there after the calf. You had who else? There's Andrews Pete had his pads on again. So you got some guys back. Unfortunately, Taysom Hill left with a strained oblique. That is something that, we don't know the severity of it, but could potentially be a few weeks. So who knows if he'll be available week 1?
Taylor told me when I walked in that there was a timeline on Taysom Hill's injury. And Taylor, what did you say it was?
It said a few to 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's
don't think I've ever heard
football. That's what I read. Is that New Orleans on football that you read that as well? Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever heard a few to 6 weeks though.
Well, what do you consider? I consider a few to be 3.
It has to be at least.
I always have.
And it's weird because a lot of times they're like, 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
like that's so common.
But I'm saying like a couple is 2, a few is 3 to 4.
It's a funny way to say it.
Yeah.
It's a few to 6.
I would say a few is 3 to 4. I would say several is 5, and then I don't know, many.
But a few's not
maybe 6.
Yeah.
I just thought a few to 6 was weird.
I know you said that. I was like, wait.
Yeah,
6.
It is funny, but so will he be available week 1? That's kind of in question now.
I don't know even if it's the few portion of the few to 6 weeks.
Do you have any? But like, is it possible that this is a not that serious strained oblique? Because this timeline is working off of it's not coming from the Saints. This is coming from if you get a strained oblique, this is generally what it is. But we'll see. So Taysom Hill, that's not good. As you look to start strong this season. Maybe more serious, Cesar Ruiz leaves with a shoulder injury, of which we do not know the severity of. And in my opinion, offensive line injuries could crash this team faster than pretty much about anything on the entire roster. So that's the bad injury stuff out of the way. We'll update it when it changes. A couple of things to practice to highlight. Mike Thomas had some pretty good one-on-one reps. Now, of course, the offense is, that's a drill that the offense should win, right? When it comes to one-on-one route running, just like the defense should win when it comes to one-on-one pass rushing. Thomas takes 2 or 3 off of Derwin James. You can play the clip if you want. How about this? What route do you think? So he lost on the out route. What routes do you think he won on? Slant and an N. Hell yes, dude. Slant boy getting ready for the Uber comeback this season. Chris Olave won all his one-on-ones. Derek Carr went 6 of 6 and 7-on-7. Derek Carr went 18 of 26 during the team portion of practice. Reportedly doing a very good job of continuing what you saw in that series from the first preseason game, looking in command, killing plays, checking you out, getting you in to the right look. So by all accounts, despite the fact that it seems like the offensive line struggled with that Chargers pass rush, by all other accounts, the Saints seem to have a pretty solid day.
And the Chargers have a really good rush as well.
Yeah.
Like they've put a lot of time and effort and resources into that with Bosa and Mack, and they drafted a second rounder out of USC whose name I am not prepared to try to say here on air. So they've put a lot of draft capital into that position and free agent signing. So yeah, even though you lose and that's a position of worry for the Saints, it still is a really good defensive front too.
Other news, the slimmed down defensive line continues to kick ass. According to our boys Trippy and Undy, Malcolm Roach had a sack. Brian Brzee had a big TFL. Kalen Saunders batted down the pass. Nathan Shepard had a sack. And how about this, Mario? Peyton Turner had 2 sacks, at least, on the day.
Had a pressure against the Chiefs, too.
Hell,
dude,
yes.
if you ever are serious and say that he had a pressure in a preseason game.
It was a hit, not a pressure.
Hey, you know what's better than no pressures? 1 pressure, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. One pressures turns into two.
Wait, was
two
it
pressures turns
What
into
about
half a
three?
sack.
What about 3 years? Was Rome built in 3 years?
It probably had a bit more progress than Peyton shown, for sure. but it wasn't, Rome of 200 AD. Was it the Rome of Augustus at 30 AD when Jesus was walking around?
Is like the defensive front seven the position we count almost stats the most? Because you mentioned pressures, but you also have hurries. You also have.
But hold on, though. Hold on. Let's not completely roll our eyes. One pressure is a joke. I agree. Being one pressure game is a joke. But a high pressure rate is great for a defensive
if your
line.
defensive line got after him, hey, they pressured him 9 times in the game. And,
No, because you're rushing the throw. You're taking the timing off of routes. I get it. A lot
even
of
Marcus
them could help.
Davenport was good that one year where it wasn't the 9.5 sack year. It might have been the year before where he didn't get home as much, but he had a crazy high pressure rate. He was consistently affecting the game. So, yeah, I'll take that. It's like the problem is with some of these defensive stats like sacks or interceptions is those are the stats we rely on, but all those that's a big play stat. It's not giving you your down to down. How is this guy playing?
I hope Brian Brzee didn't get that TFL on our guy Will Clapp though.
Oh crap! I don't know. I ain't even look. I forgot he's out there.
The best football meme out there.
Yeah, I agree.
It is great.
I agree. That's me. How did I not do that with Miss Matt?
Yeah, you're messing up, man.
Damn it, dude. It's the best horny response
Great opportunity
there is.
for Will.
Oh well. So I think there's nothing more to be said. That's kind of your actual practice report. Oh, the final things I would say. Jamal Williams apparently had a very good day catching the ball, and Darrell Williams had a very good day pass blocking. So shout out Saints backfield. Continue to take shape.
So, and if you're not familiar with joint practices and you're like, all right, practice report, it's practice. Who cares that Mike Thomas won? Who cares that whatever T-Bob just said, pass blocking, catching with Jamal Williams and Darrell Williams, whatever. I want you to know that these joint practices are some of the most intense practices. They are Senior Bowl-like practices.
So I want to dive deeper into this. So let's go to break. And then on the other side, this is exactly what I want to pick your brain on is this, the relative worth of a practice versus a preseason game and what actually means more. Cut up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Team OTB with a brand new partner. Our guy Brandon Golson and Community Steel Company. Very excited to be partnered with your local steel experts. They got a beautiful shop out there in Gonzales, 15,000 square feet. I'm about to go check it out on Monday. Cannot wait to do the tour. See the building in which they can handle all of your steel fabrication needs. So if you're a contractor, a roofer, a big business where you need steel beams, whatever you need, they can make it here locally in Louisiana. Boots on the ground sales team. This is not like some national company where you're just going to be buying online or dealing with robots. Jake's going to give you the phone number that you can call and go check it out. Again, any steel needs that you have, keep it in the family, keep it local, get the best customer service with Community Steel Company.
225-647-2020. That is the number. And like T-Bob said, you're talking to someone who is here locally, and you know what that means. You know how much faster that process can be. CommunitySteelCo.com, 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Hanger, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Troy Macker from Bed Rivers is with us. Bruce Marshall is with us. We're counting down the lock of the week, and we got a big weekend of preseason football. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, yo? Brady says T-Bob, a.k.a. Quadzilla. That's right, baby. And then says Kids Show T. Emil says Brady got to put an NC-17 tag on OTB, to which Brady responds, I'm sorry, I don't know what that means, my brother. I guess NC-17 is like, do y'all know what NC-17 is?
Yeah.
No, hold on, Mari, do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know?
It's like not quite R, right? It's like...
It's above R.
It's above R.
Oh,
It would be like
Step
X-rated,
above R.
essentially. I don't know where it falls in relation to X exactly.
I thought it was right below. So
no, NC-17 is like you're going to be showing a lot of nips, a lot of nudity, a lot of violence. I don't know what you would even have to do to get an NC-17 rating nowadays.
Where does thigh fit in on that scale? I guess is what we're...
I don't think this is PG-13.
Yeah, because like we're not showing nip, you're just showing inner thigh.
I agree. I just think it's interesting that NC-17 was like something that you just knew growing up back in the day if you were our age, and I guess maybe now it's kind of, you know,
was
it's like we said, talking about the 90s is like talking about the 60s.
It was Wild Things with Denise Richards, Nev Campbell, Matt Dillon. Was that NC-17?
Again, I don't think I know the difference between that and X-rated, right? Like, what did Showgirls get? Was that NC-17 or X-rated as well?
I'm looking at a list of and Showgirls is on there.
Okay. And then could you show enough nipple nowadays to get an NC-17 rating? I don't know that you could. I think you'd probably just level
just
out
R
at
for Wild Things. Little update. Just
okay.
an R.
Shout out. All right, let's continue our conversation on Saints Chargers, and at the end of it, Jake, you hit on exactly what I think is the real meat here, right? Because we go through the practice report, and it's kind of easy to roll your eyes at the practice report because it's practice. We talk about practice and everything, but there is this quote from Derek Carr. quote. And in joint practices, people show more. They're going to show more pressure. They're going to show more coverage variations, things like that. You're really getting better, more regular season type of looks in joint practices than you would in the preseason. So that begs the question, Jake, what is more important to the team development, to making the team? Like, what is more important, a joint practice or the actual preseason game?
A joint practice for your team or the team you're practicing against. Now, that tape doesn't go out to everyone, and that's the only reason that it's not more important. You know what I'm saying? It's like preseason tape, well, it goes out to everybody.
So even though it's public, not everybody gets it.
Those joint practices, like, you're not going to get the all 22 everywhere. It's not going to be far and wide like a preseason tape would be, but to your team, it's far more important than a preseason game, I would say, because of everything Derek Carr said. And we didn't talk about it during the break. We were talking about NC-17 like we would here on OTB. He's exactly right. So we used to practice against the Cowboys every year.
Yeah.
Because, well, Jason Garrett and Norv were buddies because Norv was his coach when he was in Dallas, and they always practiced up the road in Oxnard. And so they would come down, or we'd figure out a location. We would practice, and they would bring everything, like, defensively. I can remember, like, first practice, we're in there, and they're going, like, the entire defensive line slanting to the right. They're bringing the Sam linebacker all the way across,
Okay.
and I'm as a running back. I've got the Sam. I'm, like, tracking him, and I feel like I'm doing shuffle drills because I'm trying to find out where he's going to end up, and you're not going to see something like that, the down, and around in a preseason game. You're just not going to. Like, maybe in that what used to be the third preseason game, but even then, probably not. So they're bringing pressures that they wouldn't normally bring. They're bringing run stunts that they normally wouldn't bring in a game. And then, of course, the one-on-one stuff, it goes up to an 11.
Yeah, because
that drill already is pretty high intensity against your team.
Yeah.
But when you talk about, because if you're the Chargers going against the Saints, like, you're going, if I'm a running back, I'm going against their best. Like, Honey Badger is coming off that edge, and I've got to block him, right, and flip it. Derwin James is coming off that edge. Jamal Williams has to block him. And Derwin James is not trying to get embarrassed by Jamal Williams.
No.
And so the intensity, what you see, the speed of it, it is so much faster and more important, in my opinion, than any preseason game you can play.
I mean, think about it. Derek Carr, that was not a misspeak. 18 of 26.
Yeah, when you said
that's
that,
a lot of team reps.
When you said that meant something to me. I'm like, okay.
Like, that's a real ass scrimmage type of level of work right there. And so when you say that means something to you, you're saying that actual completion percentage means something to you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
18-26, that's a game-like situation. And if you go 18 for 26 and you throw for 220, it's a hell of a day.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Now, NFL, I know we get crazy stats now, but if you do that against the Chargers defense, which was, one that was not bad last year, maybe didn't achieve what we thought they could, but still not a bad defense, and they've only added pieces to it, that's a good day at the office. And so the way it works is you're still going to have the periods that you normally would have. Like, you're still going to run your 7-on-7. It's just against the Chargers now. You're going to run 9-on-7. It's just against the Chargers. Team, all of that, like, everything you do, it's just against them. But even a 7-on-7 rep is a game rep. And it's hard to get a 7-on-7 game rep, but that's what it is. So that's what makes it completely different than anything you're going to do, is because periods that you do every single day, and it's not like you're not trying in 7-on-7, but you know what I mean. Like, the intensity just goes up because you're going against your peers. You're going against people in the NFL that you respect and you've watched play as well. So, like, if you do good nose, that's a big deal.
It's got to be a great way to make the team know if you're somebody who's, on the edge, simply because, I mean, you mentioned the good on good piece of it, but, like, you also, it's more representative of what's going to be expected of you during an NFL season, because, like, you can go against your same teammates every day, and within that, you sort of develop a relationship with their repertoire, and then all of a sudden, y'all are gaming off of each other due to how, because you know what they like to do at that point, right?
Yeah.
That is a level of intimacy that, unless you're like a long-term NFL vet that's playing a team twice a year, like, you'll maybe form that, like you salty, like 6, 7, 8 year NFL guys, you might form that relationship with opponents. But if you're a new guy trying to make the team or somebody on the edge, like, the ability to meet up with someone for the first time and have success has to mean more than just winning against your regular teammate at practice.
It absolutely does, without question. And you have to be ready too. You got to know your opponent. So you game plan a little bit for like if again we practice against the Cowboys. So like we start to game plan, and not because the coaches told us to. But I'm like, look, if I'm going to go out here and I'm going to face these guys, like I kind of want to know who they are a little bit better because we won't play the Cowboys in the regular season ever.
Yeah.
So I want to know who this opponent is, and so like I started going. I was watching tape like of maybe some stuff they had from the year before, and it helped me because we go and we're practicing. Now this one's actually in Dallas. So we're practicing against them, and they've got a young linebacker at the time named Sean Lee.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't really know. Like I knew who Sean Lee was, but I didn't play him in college. Obviously, I'm older than he is, and I hadn't played him yet. And I'm watching their year before preseason stuff, and he's like no regard for his body. Like zero regard. He's coming in there like a heat-seeking missile. And so, like, that helped me because I knew I was like, all right, because the next day we had half line. And T-Bob, you know what half line is. It was guard, tackle, and center's obviously there every play, but guard, tackle, tight end, fullback, and then on the other side you've got nose, end, backer. Sometimes you'll put a safety.
Literally just half the defense.
And we're running 20 ISO, and I'm like, all right, I know what this is about to be, and that helped me. So
you
like,
were ready for the heat-seeking
I was
missile.
ready for it because I knew.
You had your anti-air missile defenses ready to go.
Exactly, because like I need to know what that linebacker does, and I knew it was going to be so intense that I watched film on it because like every linebacker is going to take something on a little bit different. Like Ray Lewis is going to be in the right spot, and he's not going to necessarily come as a heat-seeking missile. He's going to kind of catch and shed. Patrick Willis is coming with bad intentions. Sean Lee, no respect for his body. Like technique, be damned. He is just coming as fast as he possibly can to try to get to the point. And I just like those, like you're just not going to get that anywhere else. And I mean, stinger every time you hit that guy, by the way.
Oh, that's the worst. That's a bad place to be when you're getting those constant stingers, but you have to keep going.
So when you see these practice reports in these joint practices, just know whatever they did, it's like they did it in a game.
Okay. Well, then that is good news. Black and gold to the Super Bowl hype continues to roll right along. I cannot wait for Sunday. It felt so good last Sunday watching some NFL football. Going to get to do it again this Sunday, and I'm excited to see what comes out of today's practice as well, as I believe they're supposed to go hard today again, but I guess it remains to be seen. But still, pretty clear answer from the salty NFL vet about what matters more between the practices and the game coming up on Sunday. All right, when we get back here on OTB, I want to touch on a new Saints signing, and then we'll probably kind of wrap up with the black and gold today, as it's also a pretty funny little Sean Payton-esque story coming out of the college ranks as well. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Imagine this. You have everybody over for NFL Week 1. You got snacks rolling and everything else. Maybe you did a bunch of pulled pork or something or another. But then somebody has to go to the bathroom. And they do something poorly or excessively. And next thing you know, your toilet's broken. But you have everybody over. All of a sudden, everything's in peril. What do you call Central Plumbing? 925-8552. 925-8552. With 50 years in the business, they've seen it all. They can fix it all. I remember they have 24/7 emergency service. So I don't care if it's a weekend, weekday, holiday. You got family staying with you, celebrating the start of football season. Whatever the case may be, your one-stop plumbing shop is Central Plumbing. 925-8552.
24/7 also means 365. So it doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter what day that it is. They're going to come out. They're going to help you with that situation that T-Bob just laid out for you. Go to the website, centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
To 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Hey, it's on. Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy from Tiger Bait. Talking Tigers and Saints getting ready for the Chargers. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca. Woman, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Get crunked up, percolate anything you want. Because it's oscillate if I don't take pity. Want to see you get life on the rhythm of my ride. And my lyrics up about electricity. Girl, nobody can do you nothing because you don't know your destiny. Yo, sexy ladies want war with us. In the car with us, them not war with us.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Kent Mostanich says, good morning. Tired of lists and opinions. Everyone's team is undefeated and yet underrated. I'm ready to watch real football. I am too, Kent, but enjoy the journey, okay? Enjoy the foreplay, the anticipation, the slow build to the eventual climax. If you just rush blindly into the actual act itself, you're not going to savor it or appreciate it in the way that you should unless you give it the appropriate foundation upon which to build. And look, once the season starts, that means the season's closer to ending, okay? So enjoy this journey. Stay present, if you will. With that in mind, we're going to do a football movie tier list in hour number 3. So look forward to that. We've almost got 30 movies on there right now.
I feel what you're saying, Kent. Trust me, I feel what you're saying about the list. Like, I don't mind, like yesterday, like CeeLo had the floor and ceiling. I don't mind talking that. I am so tired of debating who's what in the pecking order. And
Ooh, that's great because I've got our Snaps top 10 teams in the country coming up in hour number 2 to get your opinion on. So, yep.
Only a couple more weeks, man.
Hold the Mayo says this is
it's
like
more like individuals than teams, but
hey,
you know what I mean?
But again, guys, this is, it's only 7:30. I don't want to go, I'm not going to go too hard into the foreplay analogy here, but your urge is normally always just to get to the football, right? Okay, but if you deny that urge and you build it a little bit and you take your time getting to the football, once you get there, it tends to be better. So all I'm saying is, like, let's just, I feel everybody. I feel it. But I want to be dying of thirst.
This feels like a man that does a lot of lists in the afternoon.
I want to feel like a man in the desert, on the brink of death. I just need a bottle of water, and then week 1 shows up, and all of a sudden I am saved. Like, when you get really thirsty, does that glass of ice cold water not hit that much stronger?
No, it does. Look, I am with you. For someone who, like, I've always just loved comparisons. I love list season. I love it.
I do. Yeah,
but I'm sick like that. But
you
I
are
love
sick
list
because
season.
every day I walk in here and Taylor immediately hits me with some sports take. Doesn't even say hello. Right when you walk in, it just sup. Check this out. I'm
Dude,
like,
I think everything is about comparisons. That's always been me. Like,
when I walk into the door, that's about 15 to 20 feet away from here. I hear him and Mario debating
every day,
early in the morning
every
about
day.
something.
Y'all should bring some of those on air actually sometimes because y'all do it every day. Hold the Mayo says this is like if I picked Pensacola Jacob in a video game. Vice City Jake. Thomas Dare saying Hester needs a full stash for this fit. Ooh, do you know how powerful just a straight stash would be with this fit right now?
Anybody got an electric razor in the bag?
Damn, dude, you'd be looking. Emil saying Jake reminds you of Tommy Vercetti in GTA Vice City right now. I mean, that was your favorite GTA game, right, Jake?
Oh, without question it was.
Yeah. By the way, GTA 5, I think we updated on this show, expected to cross $10 billion sometime in the next couple of years. What in the world? All right. One signing we didn't really talk too much on here on OTB, but I want to get y'all's opinion on is Jalen Smith. Of course, the former Notre Dame great. He had that brutally awful knee injury was it the semifinal or the national championship? I believe it was in the playoff. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was late in the season for sure.
It was
one
either
of
the
those.
bowl game or the playoff game. And he got his knee completely blown up. Didn't know if he'd be able to play again. Cowboys take him in the second round. He ends up becoming a Pro Bowler in 2019. And, football's a brutal game, man. The end comes fast. Because then all of a sudden last year, he's on the practice squad for the Giants. Now, he ended up, Jake, for a playoff Giants team, he ended up starting 11 games. And in those 11 games, he notched 88 tackles, 3 tiffles, 1 sack. Like, those are, I mean, if you just pace that out, he would have gotten over 100 tackles if he started the entire season. I guess my point is, and already, now that he's with the Saints, he's actually working with the starters. Like him and Zach Bond and Nephi Sewell and Marco Jackson, they're kind of rotating, but he has been taking a lot of the reps with the starters. Where do you think the ability of Jalen Smith is at this point in his career?
Well, I want to throw this one to Taylor. He's the guy that knows him better than any of us because he watched him in Dallas for 5 seasons, okay? So what was the rise and fall like? Like, what happened? Because he made a Pro Bowl in 19, and then you look at 2020, and he still had a really good season, but then he gets released. He only plays 4 games for the Cowboys in 2021. He signs with Green Bay for 2 games. He signs with the Giants for 4 games. So what went from 2019, where you're making the Pro Bowl, and then 2020, where you have 154 tackles, a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
And then
And he
you
got a
get cut 4
contract
games in.
from the Cowboys,
Yeah,
right?
no, he did. And actually, statistically, 2018 was his best season. He had 4 sacks from the middle linebacker spot, and his tackles went up every year. So first year, he was coming back from the injury, only played like 6 games, but had 81 tackles in 6 games. What? Then he went.
Wait, what?
He had 81 tackles.
And 6 games started. Yeah,
6 games started.
Oh, 6 games started.
He spotted a little
Okay.
bit, but I mean.
I was about to say, I know a boy ain't just doing like 15 tackles a game.
No. 6 games started. But then he went 121, 142, 154. And I mean, he had like 7 sacks in 5 seasons from the middle linebacker spot. I mean, you can do a lot worse than that. The issue that he had was the year after he was drafted, the Cowboys took Leighton Vander Esch. And, Sean Lee was still on the team that time as well. Jalen Smith was playing well. Lee gets hurt, so then you have Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith. You're fine. Smith comes up with an injury again, and then the guy that kind of has injury history at that point, Sean Lee, gets a little bit healthier, and they just kind of moved on from him for whatever reason.
And they did give him a big contract extension,
Yeah,
right?
they did after
And
19.
So, anytime you're paid, though, that gives incentive to them be cut. in the great NFL irony.
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, you're
So-
paid now? Okay, well, I don't know about you anymore.
Well, because he was a younger
stupid
guy.
it happened to.
He had the injury history with him. They're like, okay, we got Sean Lee, the veteran. Now we got Leighton Vander Esch, the
he's
young hotshot.
yeah.
So we're good there.
So a
They didn't want to
meathead.
pay him all that money. But then, like you said, like you look at what he did last year with the Giants. Like, I think this guy's a really good player still.
Well, I hope so. I think it is a bit interesting, too, in that joining the Saints, he doesn't have to be the man, right? Marshawn Lattimore's the man. Demario Davis is the man. Cam Jordan's the man still. You know, every year maybe it stops, but still, I'm still awarding Cam Jordan the man status right now. And so he just needs to be a solid piece. And his numbers, I'm not watching the film, right? Numbers can be misleading, especially the tackle stats a little weird. But the fact that the Giants are pretty good last year, made the playoffs, like the numbers I think would dictate that, yeah, he can be a starter on this defense potentially.
If he's not a starter, though, he's still a good depth piece
Yeah.
and someone who has been through the fire before. Because there's a reason he wasn't signed yet as well. Like if we're going to lay that out. Now, sometimes the NFL is funky, and you just never know how it's going to play out. And sometimes, like, man, that's a really good player on the street, and this guy's in camp. But there's a reason he wasn't signed, maybe. But he is somebody that played on a playoff team last year and is a thin, very thin position for you.
Yes, true.
So if Demario Davis, Pete Warner go out, and Pete Warner's missed a couple of games the last couple of seasons, you feel much better, or at least I would, with him stepping in than a Zach Bond or even a Jackson, who I think is going to be a good player, but he hasn't had, multiple starts. He doesn't have 60 career starts and a Pro Bowl to his name. So even if you just use him as what we said you kind of had to have, because if Demario Davis went down, that was probably going to be the one guy you absolutely could not lose.
True.
So,
And he's dealing with a calf injury right now.
And-
He was dressed out yesterday, but still.
didn't play the other day, and it's
No.
first preseason game. But so I like the signing, and if he doesn't have to start, he can just be insurance. I love it.
Yeah, way more proven than what you have right now behind Warner and Davis, like you guys are saying. And the Saints have done things like this in the past over the years, like bringing veteran guys, Kiko Alonso, Daniel Ellerby, and others. Maybe Laurinaitis, yeah. So
See, now those comparisons, though, don't draw maybe the most confidence because none of those guys ended up being that solid.
No, but they're experienced. The other guys
Yeah.
are not. If anything, it's good competition in practice. One of them will get more playing time than the
I
others.
feel like I think Jalen Smith has more potential than those names, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. So I also was like super high on Laurinaitis and company when they came over. But
He
but
was
either way,
headed.
the bottom line is exactly what Jake is getting at, where even if he doesn't start, he gives you very experienced depth at a position where you kind of desperately needed some. So good signing by the Black and Gold. Michael says Vander Esch had a neck roll. Enough said. Vander Esch had a neck skyscraper. That thing,
He had
it
the
looks
old
like
Douglas.
an old Dracula cowl. That
He had
thing
the
is
Douglas
just-
Plus.
Yes, that thing is high.
I mean, meathead. And again, y'all
He's
know.
still, he's not still in the league, huh?
Yeah.
Is he still
Yeah.
in the league? Where's he at now? He's still in Dallas?
Still in Dallas.
Okay.
That's my guy there. I'm a big Vander Esch guy.
Shocked.
Imagine that.
I'm
Yeah.
shocked.
You're
that
like
you
the
are.
gritty white guy who
Yeah.
could have seen it coming.
Well, I can tell you right now, I got a Cowboys jersey coming in, and it's not a Vander Esch jersey.
Oh,
So.
whoa. You who loves the Cowboys, therefore hates the Cowboys, which Cowboy has weaseled into your heart to make you buy a jersey?
Oh, it's Micah Parsons' jersey, dude. It's got to be.
Wait.
It's got to be
hell
Micah
yeah,
Parsons.
Wait,
Dude,
you
hell
got
yeah, dude.
you have two LSU Tigers starting in the middle of your defense, and you can't even get that jersey?
Okay, so
Wow.
what I hate is because I had 3 jerseys, all the guys got cut or traded.
Damone Clark and Jabril Cox.
Damn, what? Jabril Cox? That's a name I have not thought about in
Whenever
a
I order,
long
whenever
time.
I order a
Hope as
jersey,
well.
I'm
Shout
like,
out to Damone. I haven't thought about Damone in a minute, but
Yeah.
Jabril Cox, wow, okay, hell yeah.
yeah, he was
He
solid
started
last
in
year
the
as well.
NFL?
He was solid last year
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I love what T-Bob has these.
Dude, that's crazy.
No, but like when I buy a jersey, I look for longevity. They're paying Micah Parsons. They're not letting him walk out of that
no,
building.
that's a
I could wear
solid-
that jersey for 10 years.
Yes, it's a
That-
solid
That's why I
investment.
did it. Because I was looking. I thought about a Vander Esch. I was like, he's not going to be here forever. Like, Damone Clark or Jabril Cox, yeah, they're building up. But, like, Parsons is going to be the guy for 10 years. So, like, I'm getting that guy.
We'll go to break on this. Meal points out GTA Vice City is now older than Harold Perkins. Time to get my AARP card.
Oh, that did not feel great.
I don't like that at
That
all.
did not feel great. I
more-
remember, before we get quick, Kirk Dahl, who recruited me to LSU. That was like the area recruiter. It's funny you mentioned like LSU and Vice City together. I was playing Vice City when he called me to tell me that I was going to wear number 18.
Wait, what did you were playing Vice City?
I was playing Vice City,
hell yeah.
and I remember him calling home phone, not cell phone, home phone.
Wow.
And I remember him being like, "Hey, like, so I know you wore 13. You can wear 13. C-Web has 13, but you aren't going to be on the field at the same time. He's not playing teams, and he's a defensive guy. But what do you think about this?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's actually kind of crazy considering where that number would then end up going. I love that Vice City actually factored in that story. Do you remember, were you playing like a little CRT, little old school TV?
Probably. I mean,
had to be.
Yeah, we were balling on a budget, so
plugging
probably.
Plugging in the red, white, and yellow audio cords, maybe.
Maybe not that old.
Or because I don't think we're on HDMI yet, right?
That's
what I'm trying to think. PS2.
Maybe.
No, I remember the red, white, and yellow.
That's what I'm saying. That would have been
there's
PS2.
no way.
I'm pretty sure you're probably.
Well, this was
CRT.
Xbox. Where did Xbox would that have been?
Maybe Xbox One.
No,
not
360?
Xbox One. No,
not
I
yet.
know Vice City would have been normal Xbox.
I don't,
think
probably.
And that was an HDMI. I'm pretty sure. I know. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Spencer says, I'm going to guess the shirt is the cause of the Vice City convo. Congrats, Spencer. You're smart. You're also smart if you call 225-888-8888. And if you need someone who's going to fight for you in the courtroom, get you what you deserve. I would also recommend checking out @Get Gordon on any of these social media as their content machine is pumping it out right now. I loved Taylor Technique's sit down with Emory Jones the other day. It's all there for you. And remember, the Billboard contest going on through August 31st is on your own. Get Gordon, get it done.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. You can find them there. You can have a live chat there. You can find cases they handle there. You can find past client results there. Also, check out all that social media that T-Bob said. The handle is always going to be @GetGordon. And wherever you're at in the state of Louisiana, it is your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCoRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Matt Moscona inviting to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Saints and Chargers joint practice. We'll have an update from LA, and the Riot Radio Hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jack Cormier says, have you all seen the video of that guy who figured out how to hack and program the original Nintendo using only the controller? I still can't believe that. Sounds like some speed running stuff. A lot of speed runners figure out crazy stuff like that. Pat Fluid says GTA radio greater than any other radio. Did y'all ever used to listen to the old GTA radio stations, the talk stations on GTA?
No.
You never did? Oh, bruh. I mean, Vice City, it was, tough to overcome that musical catalog for sure.
Like, I try to find any moment I can to listen to music. Like, that's why I like bumping music. I'm trying to find a moment. Like, no, I ain't listening to talk radio.
Well,
there's never going to be talk radio. Like, I do the dishes mainly because if you do the dishes in our house, you get to choose the music.
You do talk radio.
I don't like listening to it.
Yeah. No, but I remember Laszlo was so funny back then. I remember on GTA 3 just sitting there, not even driving anywhere, just sitting there and just listening to the scripted talk radio. It's really, really damn good. Somebody said Xbox over PlayStation. I would score it like this: PS2 over original Xbox, 360
Wrong.
over PS3.
Right.
And then I think PS4 and PS5 beat
Wrong.
the next two, although Xbox Game Pass could potentially change everything.
It is funny, though, and I'm joking, but like your team Xbox or your team PlayStation, but you're like the only human I've ever met that's like, oh, well, let me actually think about this. And you do it the right way, by the way.
Well,
but
the console wars, I grew up a child of the console wars. I'm a veteran. And
I guess that's true because I'm like OG Nintendo,
Yep.
Super Nintendo,
Yep.
64,
Yep.
and then I became part of the Xbox family, and now that's what it is, and that's what my sons have.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it makes
Xbox
sense
fan.
with your kids, too, because, again, if you don't know about Game Pass is a pretty incredible deal. It's like you pay a flat monthly fee, and you have access to all the first-party, just a ton. It's like Netflix.
It's only like $14.99, and then they can play everything.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend $60 on whatever the newest game is all the time.
No, they want you, Xbox, knowing that they kind of made some mistakes and had lost out on just the raw console sales numbers war the last couple of generations. They are now all in on the metaverse idea, right? Like they just want you in that Microsoft ecosystem. That's why they're connecting on their PC and Xbox stuff. They're buying Activision Blizzard for over $60 billion. Can you imagine having the cash reserves to purchase something for $60 billion?
Can you imagine somebody giving you $60 billion for your company? Either way.
Cajun Merc, my 360 got the red ring of death, but the PS3 is still kicking. That's fine. Again, the 360. That's what's ironic. It's like
the ring of
up
death.
there.
I forgot about the ring of death.
It's potentially the greatest console of all time, and it wasn't even very well made. Yeah, like a ton of them were defective, and everybody had a bunch of problems. I remember mine wasn't working forever, and one day I just got so pissed off, and I just punched it, and it started working again, and never broke again. Just gave it an old, just right on the top of it.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, so like maybe that's the key. It's like turning it off, turning it back on again.
Yeah,
type thing.
exactly.
I mean, how many? if we didn't have the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo and even 64 to blow into the game and put it back in and for it to work, we use that in our everyday life almost now. When something doesn't work, headphones, blow in it, put it back in, it's going to work.
Do you remember licking CDs? When they would get some scratches on them, just get them good.
And then you got to like clean it off.
See, so I don't know who taught me this, but I was taught not to do circular. I was taught to do one consistent swipe motion. So I would lick it all over and then just straight across the chest, straight across
no swirls.
the chest.
Can't have any swirls for the lasers. They got to play those CDs.
Yeah, I don't know if that worked at all or if I was just getting disgusting human mouth bacteria all over the CDs, but it worked. I mean, it actually did work though. It did work, so maybe not. And now we live in an era where everything's just on the hard drive and I just click on the game and it goes. Crazy.
Which I don't love.
Yeah.
Can't share.
More on TV coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, Bill says kids these days will never know the pain of blowing on a disc and waiting for the PS2 screen to work. Yeah, exactly. You did carry that over because you didn't really understand what blowing on the cartridges was doing.
Yeah.
So like to Jake's point, you were like, you had the disc at first. Like, why is this not working? Go to Pace Plus Urgent Care where they know why it's working. Oh, good job, Daniel, in the chat. Pace Plus Urgent Care locations littered throughout the city now, y'all. And again, COVID is going around again. Okay, it just is. Summer colds are, flus, that stomach bug. For any and all of it, get into the Patient Plus nearest to you. You're going to get in, you're going to get out. Thanks to digital profile system. It's not just ease of use, Jake. You're not like having to touch a bunch of stuff that other people are touching and whatnot. And so take care of you and your family's health. All the testing you need, everything at your local Patient Plus Urgent Care.
Go to the website, pageplusuc.com, and find that location nearest to you. Get in and get better.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, August 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB Weekend, baby. Feeling good. I thought this was the second to last Lake Weekend, boys. Unfortunately, this is the last Lake Weekend.
Well, when you said that, though, we all kind of started looking at each other like, oh, man, he's pushing it to the red line.
I was trying to go to the red line, because we're about to enter the submarine, boys. You're about to catch me every single Saturday just abusing my heart, lungs, and throat and just overall health.
So you know how I said Sean Lee has just no regard for his body when he played football?
Yes.
That's T-Bob at Don Juan.
Don Juan, exactly. That
No
is me
regard
going
for his
into
body or
whiskey
health.
wine.
None.
Just crashing through the hole like some sort of bull in a china shop. GTA 3 Talk Radio is hilarious. Shout out Laszlo. Hell yeah, JB, you get it. T-Bob's burning my retinas. Look, I'm just trying to adjust the white balance, okay, for Taylor over here. I'm just helping with the shot.
We're not supposed to wear you're not supposed to wear white on TV, right?
Is that right? I never knew that.
Yeah, white
because of the
balance.
white balance. And so, but T-Bob's thighs, he can't help that.
I don't know what white balance is. I just always see the news guys holding up a white sheet of paper at first to set the color or something.
So if you don't white balance, like inside the camera is like a bluish tint, outside it's like a yellow. So you hold up white, you hit the white balance on the camera or whatever, and then it equals out.
Man, I hated that news
We
production
never have
class.
to change it in here. But
Okay.
yeah.
Props to all the TV guys that have to do that. It's annoying.
Daniel Basham says, we used to polish the CDs with toothpaste. Oh, well, actually, first he said licking CDs. CDs nuts. And he says, we used to polish the CDs with toothpaste to get them to work.
I heard toothpaste was like, it'd fill in the gaps and scratches.
Yeah, I never did it, but I did always hear that too. Kids nowadays, says Spencer, will never know the pain of buying a game twice because the CD got scratched. Yeah, if you had a game-breaking scratch, just devastating.
Yeah.
Whatever allowance or whatever you had already saved up to get that game, then all of a sudden you have to go crawling back to your parents and try to convince them to buy it for you again. They're like, wait, you already bought this?
Yeah.
So we did this thing because when my mom got her Expedition back in the day, that was when you could like put the DVD player like in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember, and you were like the coolest. Like we had one of those in her car.
Yeah.
We got like the CD spray, and it was this little crank. You'd put the CD in there, and you crank
exactly
it
what you're
after
talking
you
about.
spin it, and it would like clean the CD for you. We had that for years.
Well, Emil says I caved
Sam
once and
Goody's
bought
like,
one of those.
somebody bought one of those.
Yeah. So no, exactly. Emil said I caved once and bought one of those disc cleaning kits at GameWare.
I think we had two.
Yeah. I mean, they worked. They worked
Well,
well.
because I had one for my game systems, and then like we kept one in my mom's car for like vacations and stuff.
I've never heard of this. What in the parish is this? Hold the Mayo said I used to flush my game disc to try and clean them.
Yep.
And then put them back in the console.
I've heard the same thing.
Dipping it in the toilet?
People would
And holding your hand in there and flushing
it? He is right. That is not a myth.
Poo and pee?
People used to like a clean toilet that didn't have pee in it.
No, but I mean,
they would throw it in there and flush it, and that was supposed to clean it enough to be able to work.
What?
I swear, he's not making that up.
Damn, dude.
I don't know if it really worked, but people did it for sure.
I've heard of a lot of things. I had never actually heard of that one. Let's see if there's anything else in here. worth reading. Cajun Merc. I remember being too broke to get a memory card for years, so I would have to try to beat the game in one day. Good times.
Oh, wow.
Don't turn it off. I remember one of my friends accidentally deleting one of my friend's Final Fantasy X saves, and then the person whose file got deleted, he was like 20 or 30 hours in, made the other kid sit there over the weekend and just play him back to the point where he was at. Just like forced him like literal forced labor.
Yeah.
But he got there.
My
He found a way.
boys are out of the car. They've been in school for about 30 minutes now, but I wish they could hear when you used to play a game, you couldn't save it back in the day. There was no memory cards. There was pre-memory cards, and you'd get to a point, and if you had to go, if you had to run, or if your old man was like, get outside and turned it off, you had to start all over.
Ugh.
There was no saving point.
What about the codes? Are you talking about like games that had like codes where it's like you put in this code and you get back to this level? Because I remember that in some games.
No, there's some games that before then, like it did not matter. There was no saving point.
Damn.
It's like, dang, Joey, you just gonna turn this game off on me?
Suck my teeth at you.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that.
A lot of people point out that Xbox is a social console. Holden Mail says PlayStation never has been. PlayStation is the go-to sit in a dark room and play a game console. Kind of still true to this day in a lot of ways, right? Xbox Live, that's why the 360 changed the game, whereas PS3's was a disaster. And even now, Sony makes a lot of their headway with these incredible one-player experiences, which is still great. Like, we need someone who's still out there making these. But yeah, that I would say that probably still holds true for today. And then just a lot of nostalgic memories about Xbox Live chat. I mean, Emil saying you would hear grandparents arguing in the background, someone speaking Spanish, and then have that one person with no mic that was carrying the team. I mean, yes, the amount of I'll tell you also, I mean, just live voice chat with random strangers is incredibly weird and always will be. You know what used to get pretty crazy? Xbox when on 360 when live started to get big, they had you could play live 1 versus 100 with people. You could also play live Uno. And I'll never forget my boy Mark Schneider one time.
Oh, I have not thought about that name.
Had a couple getting freaky on live Uno for the rest of the Uno boys. Yeah.
Wait, like intentionally?
Yes. Like getting like wanting to, because nobody's gonna save the video or anything. I don't even know how you would back then unless you had some sort of capture card.
Got you.
Yes.
And who doesn't, maybe get in the mood from a little Uno?
Yeah. How appropriate the week of I Show Speed and his incident.
I saw that.
I'm sure like 3% of our audience
know who I Show
knows
Speed
about
is?
that.
No.
You from your boys?
I've never heard that name.
You've never heard that name?
Never heard that
name.
name.
So he's the big, which is funny because he's massive. He's the biggest YouTube streamer there is. Like, this is a true superstar. He's obsessed with Cristiano Ronaldo.
What's the other guy?
Kai.
Mr. Beast. I know who that is.
Yeah, I know Mr. Beast is.
Well, I don't think he's not as big as Mr. Beast. I'm not guessing. He's the biggest
said he's
streamer,
the biggest.
I think. Mr. Beast, I don't think streams.
I don't know. Hell.
They're in the same
Look,
species. They do YouTube.
I'm in the same category as our boy BG just texted us. Best game ever made, GoldenEye on Nintendo 64 is his vote. 4 dudes sitting around a 38-inch TV that was cut into 4s.
Yeah, and then getting pissed about each other for looking at their corner of the
Yeah,
screen.
it's like, hey, bud, like this TV right here was about the size that we had, and it's cut into 4s. I cannot help looking at your screen.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can. Focus on your screen. I see you glancing and know where I'm at because I'm creeping on you.
No, we used
screen
to,
watching son of a gun.
We used to
screen watching.
If it was just two,
screen watching.
and it was split in two, like side by side.
That's Uno.
We'd get like a little like cardboard box, flatten it.
Oh,
But
would
you
you
don't
really?
do that. I've seen that meme, but I never actually did that. So you would do that where you tape the cardboard
I didn't
on
do
there?
it as much, but like a couple of my buddies did it a lot. Like if I'd go to their house, they'd have it up, and I'm like, okay.
So you played Madden, it was play watching.
I remember Halo.
Play watching.
I remember Halo was the one to me that used. Oh yeah, there was play watching in Madden. I forgot about that. Except if you played NFL 2K on the Dreamcast, where they had those memory cards of the screens, and you could actually select your play on the screen.
It was way above its time. Didn't get the proper respect.
I agree. Oh man, I had something that I wanted to say about Xbox or video games. Maybe it was Halo. I think Halo 1 was the main screen watching game that I used to get furious about because that was Wash me out saying GoldenEye's top 5 all-time game. I think GoldenEye is a top 5 all-time
It's top 5
moment.
It's top 5 everything for me.
And I just don't know.
Think about when it came in, though,
Yeah,
and
no,
what else
for
it
sure,
had
for
like
sure.
that. Nothing.
No, I agree.
And it's
First
so
ever
hard.
console shooter
It
everybody
is
was
so
obsessed with.
hard to make a good video game based off a movie. Now, you can make a video game into a movie.
Yeah, true.
But to make a good actual video game that is from a movie, like the movie's already happened, that almost never happens.
No, licensed games are traditionally awful. Every now and then you get like Chronicles of Riddick or something else like that. But yeah, traditionally awful. Captain Griswold said Screen Cheaters is a fun game where you have to screen watch because everyone's invisible. Oh, that's kind of cool. So they literally made an entire game where the only way to know. So I'm guessing it has to be local multiplayer then. Yeah, I agree. So with this, nothing more infuriating than getting killed because of screen watching on Blood Gulch. That is exactly what I'm talking about with Halo 1. Used to infuriate me. Oh yeah, okay. So the I showed speed thing that Mario's talking about, Jake. This cat is, like I said, he's huge or whatever. He's streaming. Who knows? I don't know how many thousands of people tune in live to him, but a ton. And he was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, which I know you know about that from the boys, right? The scary game.
I do, yeah.
And there was some jump scare, and his response to it was to stand up and start like really thrusting his hips super hard out of fear. And I'll be damned if that boy's meat didn't just fall out.
No.
In front of thousands.
He pulled a
upon
Texas Day
thousands.
Brazil right there on the live stream.
Straight up. And they don't mess with that. I mean, that's how you get suspended and or banned from the platform. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it is. He had 35,000 viewers live.
Yeah. Well, we have
when it
304.
happened. Yeah, exactly.
So be careful.
I
Okay.
show speed.
And nobody's getting naked.
No.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Don't give T-Bob the opportunity.
Yeah, I regret saying that already.
Matthew Shirley says, we got to mention Zelda, boys. Yeah, look, Link to the Past, incredible. Ocarina of Time, incredible. I mean, yeah, Zelda's one of the most consistent game franchises of all time.
35,000 people watching you live.
I don't.
I mean,
massive
dudes like
number.
SQC on Twitch and stuff will get
I'm
like
gonna see.
100,000 at a time. Asmongold during WoW Classic at 100,000 at a
Maybe
time.
it's not for me, but like, so you're just watching someone play a game, right?
Yeah, but don't you like watch football without playing football?
No,
same exact
I
concept.
agree with Taylor. I don't get it either.
No, but
Like,
I mean,
straight up.
okay, then
Well,
you
I
watch
see
the
what you're saying.
NBA.
I
Do you,
guess-
like, how
Not
often do
people
you play basketball?
Not people reacting to the game.
No, I see what
though.
you're saying though. Like, I guess if it's like a game that
We're
I
a
really
reaction
like,
show. Like, okay, hold on. We're talking about hold on. Let's back up. We're talking about two different things. We can have the conversation about reaction videos, but let's start on like streaming games and stuff. To me, it's no different. If you're into something, you want to watch somebody who's the best at that thing.
I guess
like
you're right.
football. I want to watch the best people at football. I like basketball, baseball, whatever. That's all it is. It's the same exact.
yeah,
thing.
like I guess if I'm like really into the game, I see what you're saying.
Yes,
like
you
it's,
want to watch
it is similar.
like,
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
I don't even have to be into the game. I just like watching people who are great at games. Like I'll watch those Battle Bit streams, and I don't want to touch it at all, really.
35,000 people is like if the entire city of Houma, Louisiana was watching you at the same time.
Yeah, and
the entire city
and
of
just
Houma.
has that every time he signs on.
Yeah. Sorry, I was
no,
in
it's
the
insane.
census. I was trying to find out a city that would make sense. At 30, they're about
Shout out Houma.
a little bit under 35,000.
No, I mean
32,000.
conceptually though, you can get that, right? I mean, it's just like watching those that are the best at this thing, and that makes a lot of sense. Or it's not someone who's the best; it's just someone you find entertaining, and that's where we get to reaction videos. I actually really like reaction videos from hosts that I love. What I don't love are the economics of it. They need to figure out a better way of honoring the original creator of the video and splitting like the views or the proceeds from the views that the reactor gets to the creator. So like, I agree with that, but like, again, I mean, it's like Asmongold. I like Asmongold the same way somebody likes like a cowherd or something, right? And so the same way that people want to see us react to sports stories, I like to watch him react to video game videos or internet drama and stuff like that. It's all the same deal.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. 35,000 is still kind of crazy.
It's an evolution of what we do right here, essentially. I mean, we are kind of a react show.
There was a guy, wasn't there a guy reacting to something a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I did see
think
that.
Taylor said through the group chat.
Which is always very funny. Shout out that guy, wherever you're at. No takers on Tank Battle. I don't know what Tank Battle J-Zack says they've never watched Dr. Disrespect before. He will suck you in. Dr. Disrespect's great.
My boys watch that.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, our boy Hayden Travinsky loves the doc, dude. He's like, what's crazy about Dr. Disrespect is he's like 6'6" and jacked. And that's his whole persona, is that like, I'm the man and you're not. But he actually is a pretty impressive specimen of a human being. Your fingers are too thick to be tapping like that. You got to chill. Stop. It's so loud. I'm having flashbacks to being flicked by the cannon growing up. That was always his move, just a hard flick. Flick to the skull.
Hey, add that to the list, though. Add that to the list. So taking a heavy sigh, because when Matt Flynn comes in here, Matt's
like, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that sounds awful.
You know, Matt's done radio with me for like 6 years now when he sets his drink down. And T-Bob, I don't know if Matt picks up on it, but every time he does it, I can feel T-Bob twitching a little bit.
What's he doing? What are we doing?
So, like me finger tapping, that is
too loud.
Trigger point.
It's because I can feel the thickness of your fingers in the tap. Like, I can feel the weight and the heft behind it. It's absurd how thick those pointers are. Avo says, Doctor played college basketball. Okay, I did not know that. That's cool, dude.
Are we doing because if not, I want to say it here, but we're doing big deal or
We'll
no
do
big deal next. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll save it for that because it fits into that category.
Big deal or no big deal coming up next on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, you can lease a new Toyota 4Runner for $489 per month. That's right, you can get a brand new Toyota 4Runner for only $489 per month. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hanger, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Troy Macker from Bed Rivers is with us. Bruce Marshall is with us. We're counting down the lock of the week, and we got a big weekend of preseason football. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is what you do. 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 You wanna be the one with new relationship with you.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. And right now it's time for a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal. No big deal. Big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal. And it is a big deal.
All right, big deal or no big deal. Dorian Thompson-Robinson balls once again for the Cleveland Browns. Put up really good numbers last night. It's a second solid start in a row. We mentioned him being maybe the most underrated quarterback entering this draft. Barely talked about in the pre-draft process, but very damn good. What I find to be a bit interesting, Jake, and tell me if you agree with this, is that the article that I read, though, said that they still expect him to be third string this year behind Deshaun Watson and Josh Dobbs, not even second string. And
so Kellerman is out.
He was not mentioned. He was not mentioned.
He actually played okay last night, though. He was right at 50%, but he threw a touchdown pass, though. He had 125 yards, and for the record, Dorian Thompson-Robinson was only 52% last night, but he looked good as well. Robinson had an interception, but Mond actually threw a touchdown pass. He actually looked okay last night.
Big deal, no big deal. DTR doing well.
No big deal. That's not a surprise. LSU fans, if you'll remember, like he played well against you, and he is somebody that played at a very high level in his college career. Last year, he played at a very high level. A ton of starts under his belt, too. So he is a rookie, yes, but he has played a lot of football at a very high level. So, no surprise there. It's more of a surprise that he would be behind Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, how funny would it be if DTR ended up becoming the starter? Like, it's not going to because they're so committed to Deshaun Watson. They have to make it work. But I would love it if the Browns paid all that money, did all this craziness.
It'd be so Brown.
And then like DTR ends up being better. Probably not going to happen, but something to keep an eye on.
In the very unlikely event, he does serious fantasy football potential.
Yes, very true.
Big deal or no big deal? All right, I was looking up 35,000 live streamers. I was trying to find a city, to kind of compare it to give you an idea. But I fell upon this, and I don't know how much I love this. All right, so every Louisiana city in the top 10 outside of one has decreased in its population. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Lafayette, Lake Charles by 5%. 4 times more than any other here in the top 10. Kenner, Monroe, Alexandria, and Houma. The only city in the top 10 that actually went up in population is Bossier City. The only one. Every other one has decreased in its population. And again, Lake Chuck by 5%. Yeah,
that's depressing because you got to feel like the storms and everything else factor in there. I mean, look, man, it's a huge deal, and it's one of the most depressing parts about living here is that we are a dying state that is failing to age into the new era of humanity. We don't have anything resembling leadership. Everybody just blames each other. Nobody gets when's the last time you saw an exciting announcement about some initiative that Louisiana had? Like there was a time just a decade ago when more Hollywood blockbusters were made in Louisiana than anywhere else in the entire world. And yet, where's that all now? Georgia. Because they have a stable economy and they can handle the tax credits. We do not, because we sell ourselves out to oil and gas. So then I get it, because it's kind of a damned if you don't thing, because where do the majority of the jobs come from? Oil and gas.
Yeah.
So it's It's brutal, and I don't think we have the leadership. That nothing about any of the candidates that I see for the governorship looks like we have the leadership to get anything fixed. I just feel like we're just doomed to continue to drive down this descent until eventually no one's left. And I hope that like some sort of transcendent leader can come along or be born that can actually affect some positive momentum for the state. But I'm not a believer in anybody that we're seeing. And then this is coming, right? Blame our Democratic governor. Okay, sure. So you have a Democrat in that office. Well, guess what? You've had the Republicans in charge of the LA Ledge forever now. And, both sides. So what are we talking about? Everybody's sucking, okay? And if you continue to be like, blame this or blame that, well, no, blame them all. Blame them all. Do something. Do anything.
Another surprising fact, Central is now the 11th biggest city in Louisiana. It's bigger than Slidell, New Iberia, Ruston, Hammond, Zachary, and Sulphur. The rise of Central.
Let's go Wildcats.
You could almost count that as like Baton Rouge growth too, right, though?
Yeah.
Because like that seems to be where a lot of people are kind of moving. You look to get like a little.
The city with the biggest growth in population over this time period, it's a 3-year time period, Hammond, Louisiana.
Okay. Shout out Hammond.
Line up,
baby.
Right?
Yep. Shout out Ronnie.
Roar Lions. I don't know.
It's line up.
All right. Well, you didn't say anything. I thought I was wrong.
Come on, Taylor. Mississippi State week 1. Big game.
That's right.
Watch Mouse says T-Bob so easily triggered. Again, you're attributing my triggering to a certain side of the political spectrum. My triggering is living in a state that is getting crappier and crappier by the year. The single best metric to determine whether or not your state is any good is population. Okay, and we are leaking people, talented people. Because who gets to lead the state, who doesn't get stuck here, tends to be a lot of the talented people who get job offers or go to college elsewhere. Okay? So, yeah, my trigger point is that this is a state that should be very successful. And, whatever, you could get into all the original sins about, why don't we have more access. Like, we should be the Saudis. and yet we're Mississippi. And that is, and maybe even worse in some areas. So, yeah, excuse me if I'm mad about losing population, being ranked last in, like, healthcare, education, anything that matters. It's incredibly frustrating to me. Whatever. All right, go ahead.
For something less depressing, I found this graphic from Pro Football Focus College, and it has the highest graded defensive rookies from preseason week 1. The top 2 might be of interest to us because number 2 is Anfrey Orji of the Saints, weak side linebacker. I didn't call his name very much on the broadcast, but apparently he played really well against the Chiefs. And then number 1, graded at 96.7, is Eli Ricks, who had a pick 6 with the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
So, somebody who had a really weird college career, but clearly very talented. If he pans out for the Eagles, that could be a bad thing for the rest of the NFC. Yeah. So, big deal or no big deal?
It feels like the rich getting richer. I'm going to say no big deal because it's one preseason game, but that's pretty impressive considering how down the Eli Ricks stock was after getting beat out by Kool-Aid McKinstry and not looking that good when he was playing at Alabama.
Definitely something to pay attention to because to your point, Mario, I mean, very talented player, weird college career. Sometimes when he made his biggest plays, you talk to the coaches and he was actually in the wrong position, playing the wrong defense. So that's a little bit cause for concern. But if he ever hones in, locks in, there is a skill set there. I mean, he's got the length, he's got the speed, he has all the tools to be able to do it, but you have to have the mental portion of it to play at that level because if you don't, you will get exposed extremely fast. But it's intriguing, maybe not a big deal because like T-Bob said, first preseason game, but it could turn into a big deal for sure.
Did y'all like Orji at Vanderbilt? He was a really good player.
I didn't go to Vanderbilt.
You watched a lot more Vanderbilt than me, you freaking jerk.
No,
you missed the joke.
Right over the head. Think about it. You said, did you like the orgy of Vanderbilt? And he said, I didn't.
Oh, my God. I tried so hard to avoid that.
Yeah.
That is the right pronunciation, by the way.
Good job. That was excellent. Should we call him Penny? Penny Orgy?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, like Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, Anthony Hardaway. Okay, whatever. What do you got there?
Yeah, so when you think of Auburn, you always think of running the ball. You got Robbie Ashford there, but that's not the case now. Hugh Freeze is going to throw the ball a little bit more. Peyton Thorne named the starting quarterback for Auburn yesterday. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal because I don't think Auburn's going to challenge for championships. That said, with Kenneth Walker, Peyton Thorne had a hell of a year 2 years ago, and I have to imagine that as a quarterback, it's got to be infinitely better to be playing on a Hugh Freeze team versus a Mel Tucker team. Like, I know Mel Tucker's not the one directly coaching quarterbacks in that scenario, but we know what Hugh Freeze can do in terms of elevating talent. So I think it's great for Peyton Thorne. I think it's solid for Auburn. And I think Rami Ashford still has a role to play in that team as well, and a bunch of sub packages and stuff. So no big deal in terms of national interest, but a solid move by Auburn.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think Peyton Thorne's good. I don't think he's great. I think he's got a ceiling that can be good. Now, can Hugh Freeze get the most out of him? His coaching history tells you he can, but I'm more interested in what they do with Robbie Ashford, like how much they implement him in there, because he does have a skill set. It's not throwing a forward pass, but he does have a skill set.
But it's enough of throwing a forward pass
where it can be something that's dangerous. It can't be maybe a full game starter, but what he does with him, that would be the bigger deal, I think.
Big deal or no big deal, Mondo Duplantis, Sha'Carri Richardson, and Javon Harrison are all going to be competing in the World Championships in Hungary this weekend. Reporting says that they're hungry for more dubs, but the big deal or no big deal comes in this. These are three cats from a single school, Jake, that are number one in the world in pole vaulting, the women's 100, and the high jump. That's crazy.
Yep.
From the same era of that
Sure.
college as well. Three cats that are now, nobody is better on the planet at these respective events than these three.
I think the year of LSU just continues.
Yeah.
No matter the sport, no matter the situation. It is, what's wild about it is, like, now you're just waiting for football. And football's kind of always been the one that leads the charge. And now it's like, okay, football, you're up. You know, we're doing all these things in all these sports. And now football, you're the big boy. It is your turn. You are primed for it. Let's go do it.
LSU and Saints need to step up and match the pace that everybody else said. Javon Harrison jumps 7 feet, 8.5 inches off
Pretty
the
high.
ground.
It's pretty high.
He's nearly jumping over a basketball rim. I mean, close. Crazy. Anybody else? Big deal or no big deal, the NBA schedule release.
I thought Mario was going to do that one for sure.
I have actually one observation from that. So the Pelicans play the Warriors at home once this season, right? In New Orleans.
Okay.
And they have a policy where they don't play Steph Curry on the second end of back-to-backs. And that game is the second end of a back-to-back. Steph Curry hasn't played in New Orleans since October of 2021. Might never see Steph Curry again.
I don't know if I ever want to see him in New Orleans again after what he did to me game 3. Was it game 3 or game 4?
Game 3. We talked about it the other day. They could have fouled Maurice Bates. They didn't.
They could have done a lot of things in that entire. If he just makes the first shot, his foot's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, he's gonna kill the Pelicans, but I want to watch Steph Curry. He's Steph Curry.
Release, not a big deal because there's so many games, but there were some funny videos. The Bulls had an excellent Pokemon parody that was really well done. I didn't watch the Pelicans.
It's good. We don't have to play it here, but you gotta watch it.
Big deal or no big deal? Chiefsaholic indicted on bank robbery and money laundering. So if you don't know Chiefsaholic, he was the Kansas City super fan who was apparently funding all of his super fandom by robbing banks. Xavier Michael Babudar, 29 years old. He's been indicted with 3 counts of armed bank robbery, 1 count of bank theft, 11 counts of money laundering, 4 counts of transporting stolen property across federal lines. It's alleged that he stole more than $695,000 worth of money from the banks, and then but this is probably my favorite part about all of this. First off, big deal or no big deal on that?
It's a big deal. People know who he is. It's a lot of money.
It's just, I think it's a big deal because it's cool seeing bank robber headlines like that. I thought bank robbers were a thing of the past. This out here still doing it. Old school.
Big deal.
Was it John Dillinger?
Yeah.
Back in the day? Yeah.
The biggest deal, though, listen to his lawyer's defense of Xavier. The government's announcement of its 19-count indictment provides an unfair and unjust portrayal of Xavier. The truth is that since 2018, Xavier Babudar, a.k.a. Chiefsaholic, has entertained, inspired, unified, and motivated Kansas Cityans, the Chiefs Kingdom, and hundreds of millions of football fans around the globe. It's now the fourth quarter of the most important game of Xavier's life, and his legal team believes his innocence will ultimately be proven to the public, and we are confident that once all the facts are known, that he will be redeemed in the eyes of his supporters, admirers, and the Chiefs kingdom. Oh, my God. I mean, put it on a statue. It's the fourth quarter of the most important game of Xavier. I mean, football analogies, redemption in the eyes of Chiefs kingdom. Also, isn't this kind of open and shut?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, you're going to prison,
Is
fella.
he going to get innocent?
I always love like when the lawyer, especially if it's like a public defender and they have to defend this guy, and he's so obviously guilty, and then like he's one of like the criminals that like flips off the camera when they look for him or whatever, and the poor defense attorney's just sitting there. He's a public defender, and he's just like, oh my God, like I'm going to get hammered in this case. Like I always enjoy this.
They better hope the judge is the season ticket holder.
I mean, it sounds like their argument's going to be like, but, Your Honor, the people love Chiefsaholic.
Yeah. He had to do it.
Are you going to take
He
that
did it
away
for the
from
people.
them? Yeah.
He did it for the people so he could be at the game and inspire millions.
I mean, remember he bought like that Pat Mahomes jersey that was like at a charity auction for like thousands upon thousands of dollars. Give him back, man. Shout out Xavier, dude. We're with you here on Team OTB.
We're not.
You're going to win this fourth quarter.
We're not.
You got this.
$600,000.
Call us if you need a representative. I can also be your lawyer.
You pass the bar?
I have passed the bar. In every state, actually.
Even Louisiana,
All
where it's
50. Yes, even the
notoriously
French.
difficult.
Yes, even the more Frankish bent of Louisiana law. I have passed
Frank
the bar.
Abagnale?
Just like I was about to say, just like Frank Abagnale, Frank Abagnale, who actually,
Is that it?
well, I don't know. That's how I think of the movie pronounced. I'm not sure. But I remember him actually, passing the bar.
I was more nervous that it wasn't Frank, but hey, here we are.
We'll get back more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. You got a kid on the way, maybe multiple, okay? Your life's about to change in more ways than one. But one way you can make that life a lot easier is to get you and your family the exact vehicle that you need. And look, maybe that's something like a Sequoia or a Highlander. Or maybe you go full minivan. Or maybe you don't have kids and you want a big truck. Well, what about the Tundra? The point is, no matter what your needs are, All-Star Toyota has it with an excellent sales team, service team, and the best prices in town. And it's all there off of Airline Highway. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today.
Yeah, if you're in the in-between of what T-Bob's talking about, you want a midsize SUV, they've got the 4Runner, they've got the Highlander, so multiple options there for you. They have multiple options in a lot of things they do, right? With trucks as well as sedans. Go check it out. The full fleet is available, buying new, leasing, and renting. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street. The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy from Tiger Bait. Talking Tigers and Saints getting ready for the Chargers. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mark Taylor hanging out with you today. What is the best game console and why? I think for me, and everybody's going to have their answer. I'm not saying this is objectively the best. I think this is the one that I have the most fond memories of is the Xbox 360. That was my console in college.
Yeah.
I remember when 360 dropped, and then Gears of War came out senior year of high school, and all the boys immediately hopping on and just being like, this is the most fun I've ever had playing a video game my entire life. And, yeah, it will always be Xbox 360 to me.
Yeah, I think I'm going 360 as well. Kind of same reasons you did.
It was our age.
Yeah.
I grew up with the GameCube.
A legendary console.
It lasted long enough for you to do it. Yeah, I mean, my brother had one. I liked it.
GameCube is weird because at the time, and I don't know what the numbers were, but it was always viewed as like a distant kind of, it was kind of, Nintendo kind of stayed out of the console wars a lot of times. They kind of do their own thing. GameCube maybe wasn't most successful, but it's looked back on as one of the most beloved.
I still play Monkey Ball sometimes, I'm not going to lie.
I almost bought Monkey Ball the other day for my daughter.
Backyard Baseball on GameCube?
I think they have an iteration of it.
Yeah, I played on computer, but yeah, Backyard Baseball's awesome. Shout out Pablo Sanchez. Actually, shout out, who's my favorite Backyard Baseball? Probably Pete Wheeler. What about you, Taylor? Favorite game console of all time?
Yeah, Xbox 360 for sure. I remember it came out when I was in about 4th or 5th grade. It was like a huge deal. So 360.
360. Okay, really? Okay, so see that. I mean, we said 360 may be one of the greatest consoles of all time. Then again, we're all kind of in our same age range.
It came out November 22nd, 2005. I was 20 years old.
Came out in 05? Okay, then Gears maybe didn't come out
Yeah,
till
I
06.
was in 4th grade, so yeah.
Okay, I guess it's true. We spent our entire high school playing 360.
4th grade?
Your senior year, 07, that was my 6th grade year. Yeah. So yeah, 05 would have been.
Sophomore at LSU in 05.
Oh, man. I remember, what was it? I remember, God, I'll just never forget playing Gears with the boys. I got so mad. It was a good learning lesson. I got so mad at my friend this one time that I remember I wanted to fight him in real life. Like, I legitimately wanted to throw hands in real life. And then I had this very, what's it called? Kind of revelatory moment where I was like, what am I doing? This is insane. And ever since then, I've never had that, full rage again.
William inside the chat, though, he wants to know right now. Looks like he is on the path to buying a new system right now.
I think
so. Like, what would you buy right now?
I think in like PS5, like top of the line right now.
PS5 is definitely the market leader in terms of console sales.
Yeah.
But again, what are you into? Because it gets a bit odd. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is about to come on PS5, but then Starfield, which is this massive, massive space RPG made by Bethesda, who makes Skyrim and all those games, is about to drop exclusively on Xbox. But okay, I guess here's what I'm getting at. It's like we said, the Xbox, if you want to play a ton of games, a better value proposition because of Xbox Game Pass. However, the PS5 has more single-player standout like superstars if you're wanting to play just kind of by yourself more. So I would those are the dividing lines that I would maybe look into. But honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either one at this point. Or buy a Switch, because once again, Nintendo does their own thing and they just win because there's more Switches in both. Just like the Nintendo Wii outsold everything back then. It's insane what Nintendo's able to do. And then Xbox Series S is like really cheap compared to a PS5. So there's a lot of choices. When we get back, let's wrap up our 2 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
ITI Technical College. Now, Jake, if there is one thing that in terms, we're talking about economic opportunity, right? Baton Rouge is expanding right now. Population may be going down, but there is construction everywhere, right? And then like places like Central going up, right? The point is there's construction everywhere. If you want to prepare for a career that could potentially keep you here, right? Set you on the path, again, not a job, but a career that lasts you your whole life, excellent return on the investment. You want to check out ITI Technical College off Airline Highway, a local family-owned trade school that's been preparing Louisiana students for 50 years, y'all. And they guide you every step along the way. They make your schedule work. They help you with what you're into, mock interviews, setting up internships, job interviews. ITI Technical College.
Yeah, go to that website, iticollege.edu, but we fully encourage you, go see them off Airline Highway. The campus is set up for your success. Again, iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when
Moscona inviting to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Saints and Chargers joint practice. We'll have an update from LA, and the Riot Radio Hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
My bad. It's our last night.
No, this is
I would like to say that T-Bob and I and Taylor as well had nothing to do with this.
We
would not
like
disrespect
to apologize to the
Fleetwood Mac
audience.
to this. I apologize. This is slanderous. This is blasphemy, and we apologize.
What in the Machine Gun Kelly do you have us listening to, Mario?
What in the Fallout Boys going on here?
Oh, my God.
I enjoy this song.
Oh,
And
my
I see
God.
my reflection.
Hell
Get
yeah.
the hell out of here,
Well,
dude.
You get that.
well,
Take
man.
a lap. Hold the Mayo Mario. I'll
My
just go slip my wrist now, bro.
Make it a long one.
Gosh.
Oh, man. Okay, I agree with this, actually. Watch Mouse says need some 30-second to Mars in honor of Bozier's growing population.
Oh, that's true. That is
shout
true.
out Jared, as our boy Hold the Mail says, shout out Jared Leto.
Yeah, not Leto.
No.
Leto.
Shout out Jared Leto.
He is from Bossier and gave Bossier City a shout out in his Oscar speech.
Oh, my God. The reaction to this. This song should never have a cover. What in tarnation is this?
Played this
oh, my
before.
God. What kind of emo kill myself music is this? Yeah, don't cover this. Is this yellow card? Mario, go slip my wrist now. I'm the chat emo kid, and this song sucks. Oh, dog, I may not get asked for a month after that. I'll be back. I have to go shop at Spencer's. Oh, man, dude.
That's so good.
Wow.
That is so bad. That song was awful.
Just awful.
Like, there's some
mean,
songs that never, ever need to be
Had
covered.
you ever heard it before?
I played it on the show before,
There's
man.
no way.
There's no
Taylor,
way.
true or
There's
false?
no
I played it
There's
on the show
no
before.
way that we were here.
I gotta
There's
be honest.
no way.
I don't know that song. I don't even know if it's a cover. Like I have no idea what
You
that
would
song
you would
is.
recognize the original Fleetwood Mac.
Okay, and
song.
maybe
Those
he
are
has
good.
played it. Maybe he
I
has
think
played it. I'm
Dixie
just
Chicks had a
forgetting.
cover of it as well.
Maybe
if I'm
he
not
has
mistaken.
played it. and
that
I'm just
sounds right.
forgetting. Like I don't know anything about it.
Shout out Spencer's. Did y'all ever go to Spencer's?
Yeah, I was there last weekend.
Wait.
No,
Yeah,
you weren't.
I swear.
What in the world
What were you doing?
First off, in a mall, but secondly, in a Spencer's.
I was with my girlfriend, first of all, and
Oh,
So you
say,
took her to
looking
say
at-
less.
Yeah,
Say
as
less.
one does.
bought some board games, and I was looking at T-shirts.
What kind of board game? I know what kind
Okay,
of board games.
okay,
Spencer's
move
sells.
on.
Okay.
I know, but I'm just saying, dude. I
Fleetwood
know what
Mac.
kind of board games Spencer's sells.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those, maybe like a little sexy Jenga.
Maybe some
Huh?
dice with different options on it.
Yeah, I'll see Jake knows too. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh man.
How do you get to
true.
5?
It's true, dude.
Yes. Good selection.
Hold on. Yeah, I was there last week. Bro, Mario is unwell. I haven't been to Spencer's in a... Does Spencer still sell like a bunch of like sick anime button-ups?
Yeah,
Probably.
Hell yeah.
they
dude.
got a lot of everything there.
Yeah.
But I honestly was looking for like a Bob Marley T-shirt or something.
Okay, if I was on the hunt for a Bob Marley t-shirt, Spencer's feels like, if I wasn't going to go on the internet, Spencer's feels like one of the places that I would go check out.
I took the boys to main event a couple of weeks ago, like kind of like a back to school's about to start. Let's go have a boys' day, and we walked into the mall because they wanted to eat at the food court. Hey, everybody gets to pick whatever they want, and that's the only reason we walked into the mall. And it's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, go pick out something. That will get you something, whatever. Like, let's go have some fun. Let's shop a little bit. And they wanted Funko Pops or Pops. Is that what they call Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Like little figures. And so we're walking around, and I was like, oh, they'll have them. But like walking in there with Memphis, I tried to like put my hands like to the side of his eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like
yes.
the Funko Pops are right here. Let's walk right there. Let's don't look at anything else.
There's like Calvin like hitting a bong while like peeing on a cat or something.
Put
Like,
Sean
don't look
Payton's
at
face
it.
on it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't look. Close your eyes, Memphis. Shout out Spencer's. All right, when we get back, hour number 3 of OTB. I don't think Rivers is coming in. No response. So we get a lot of no response.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, August 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTBOT, we have a new tier list, and we rank the best football movies. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on? Rivers in California. Just got a text back.
Okay.
So she's not coming in.
So she's not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Kind of triggered at Gran Turismo right now.
Uh-oh.
Did an ad read for Gran Turismo the movie yesterday on Snaps, and I thought it was actually very genuine and good review because Aaron Murray actually legitimately loved the movie. And I don't know what they got mad about, but apparently they got mad and they went to the boss complaining.
And that is
Gran
not.
Turismo, what the hell, dude?
That is not something T-Bob is a fan of, or
I used
he
to love
should
your
be.
games, old snitch ass.
What did you?
Oh, trifling.
What?
What did you say? That
No idea. I thought it was. I mean, Aaron legitimately loved the movie.
Did you make like a sexual innuendo? Like
no,
what?
No.
T-Bob wouldn't do that.
No, never. Jeez, whatever. I'm upset with you.
Hey, video game, movie. These hands are rated E for everyone. Don't talk about my boy T-Bob again, okay?
It actually is a pretty crazy story, for whatever it's worth. The movie's a true story about some kid who was playing like the simulators and then ended up becoming a real F1 driver from playing Gran Turismo.
Opposite of don't try this at home.
Which don't try this at home?
Opposite of don't try this at home. He tried being a race car driver at home.
And
then became an actual.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't know if it was like specifically a reference to something or not.
I want to watch that movie though. Looks good.
Bilbo's asking where my shirt went. It's too cold in here. I brought the sweatshirt knowing.
Wow, dude.
So 9 o'clock hour comes, hoodie goes on.
Coward.
There's one thing that I am not gritty about. It is being cold. I hate it. I loved Denver, the city. I hated playing in those 2 degrees, 0 degrees, negative degree games.
Yeah, I can't really fathom that. Like, because I've never played anything that cold. Maybe save for Little League, but even then, we're talking in like maybe like the coldest in like the 20s or something. Like when we used to play in Fayetteville, Little Rock, wherever the games were back in the day in like November, it'd be like 40. We'd be like, oh my God, this is awful, dude. We're gonna die.
Look, I mean, yeah, I deserve Daniel went past. I deserve that. Hate being cold. I despise being cold. And if I can help it, I'm not gonna be cold. So. Hey, I gave you 2 hours of Hawaiian shirt.
Island Hester instead of Island Handy.
Oh, yeah. I love Island Handy. Island Handy's a good time.
That was the first time I spoke and didn't have my own microphone on. I'm a bust.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, you didn't have to tell yourself. I caught it. Nobody else did, though. You know.
Maury, you seem to have put some Pelicans links at 9:30. What is this about?
Oh, no. That was what we already talked about Steph Curry. And also I think the schedule release videos in there if y'all wanted to play it, but no, I put the thing about Steph Curry never playing in New Orleans.
Oh, here we go. Here's what we're really going to talk about right now. It's list season. Nobody loves a list better than T-Bob Hebert.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And the snaps.
Forgot about the snaps top 10. I knew we had something in here that we hadn't done yet.
You know what I missed, by the way?
What?
Because I saw a scroll and I can't help it. I miss movie trailer voice guy.
Why? He's still there, isn't he?
Not like he was, though.
No, not like he was.
In a world where 2 enemies become one as friends. I miss that.
You're right. It's not now. Well, and this maybe this has been the last few years, and maybe it's going away as well. But somewhere along the line, it became like, let's take an old song, slow it down, try to make it more emotional.
That's so true.
And just do some slow-mo.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like a song that hits us all in the feels,
yeah,
but slower.
Yeah.
That is so true.
You see
Oh
it
my
everywhere.
gosh.
I can't wait till somebody goes really out there and tries to use like jammin' or something. Jammin'. Well, actually, when is the last big movie trailer guy?
I don't know.
Voice.
But I miss him.
Trailer. Try to find me a trailer that still has it.
Like we might have to find one, like an old school one, just to give some of our audience, maybe even you, maybe Taylor. Mario feels like a little bit older. Like, do you remember movie trailer voice guy? Like action movie for sure.
Yeah, I do. I gotta be honest though, I kind of forgot when y'all were like, yeah, they don't have that anymore. Like I started thinking about it and I was like, oh, they really don't.
No.
Like,
So I think the guy y'all are referring to might be Donald LaFontaine. He passed away in 2008. He recorded more than 5,000 film trailers and hundreds of thousands of TV advertisements.
yeah, that's got to be him, right?
I bet
Yeah.
he was balling, but it kind of sucks because nobody knew who he was.
No, and
but everybody
maybe
knew
the
him.
best though, because
You
then you're super rich and
Depends on
you
what
can
your
live
love
a
language
normal
is.
life. Yeah, for sure.
You know?
In a world. Yeah, he coined that phrase.
In a world. God, it's so good. All right, sorry. List. Snap.
Somebody said board game tier list could be tight. I agree. And then somebody saying Monopoly's S tier. Monopoly's awful.
I'm a meathead. I don't know anything about board games.
Monopoly is awful.
You think Joey Hester was like, hey, come play the board game, or hey, go run some sprints?
Let's get, like Jake said, to the Snaps Top 10. We came up with this yesterday on my neighbor's college football show. You should listen to it. Just Google Snaps Podcast. We're closing in on 100 reviews on Apple. So shout out. Help us hit a hundo there. And youtube.com/@volumesnaps. Please go sub. Share with your friends, your enemies, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your mother-in-laws after you get done. Snaps Top 10. Number 1 in the country, Georgia. Number 2, Michigan. Any arguments, boys? That all makes all the sense in the world, right?
Man.
No, I don't have a complaint.
Nah, yeah.
That's right. I mean, Georgia, Michigan. Are you writing the numbers next to letters?
Why do you have letters?
It's just a formatting thing.
Okay. I didn't know if there was like something, a reason.
There's no reason behind it.
Okay.
No, it's
That's what I was confused by. Okay.
UJ Michigan 1-2, and then I had it Ohio State LSU.
Your top
Aaron
5.
moved LSU 3, Ohio State 4, Alabama 5.
Whoever's top 5 this is my exact top 5.
That's our top. We end up. He made a very convincing argument for LSU to be a 3.
I mean, they should be. Ohio State's
State.
breaking in a new quarterback. Kyle McCord is supposed to be good, but you never really know when you're breaking in a new QB. They lost some talent on the outside in Jackson Smith and Jigba. So,
LSU
I mean, we're going to see what happens. Yeah. Bama's got better
receivers.
Yeah, I would say LSU has better receivers across the board. They're better at the quarterback situation. Running back,
Offensive line,
kind
LSU
of a wash.
better. Yeah. So even though at the risk of being a homer cast, LSU 3, Ohio State 4, Alabama 5. That all makes sense there. And then I feel very strong about number 6. I argued pretty vehemently that Florida State should be 6.
Yeah, it's our first disagreement.
Who would you put there instead?
I think I'd put Penn State there.
My problem with Penn State is Penn State. So this is where I got into a bit of gamesmanship. Like, okay, if Penn State and Florida State played on a field today, what do you think the spread would be?
I think Penn State would be a favorite.
But by how much, though?
2.5.
That's what I'm saying. So essentially, I
Hell
can pick them.
Yeah, this is more of a, which one do you like more? Which style do you like more? But like my argument with Penn State, they went 11-2 last year. Also, Ohio State, Michigan. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you put Florida State in that same schedule, would they do the same thing?
I think they would. It's like I said. I think if you're and they got the crap kicked out of them by Michigan, like got curb stomped by Michigan. Ohio State was
the Ohio State
friskier.
score. If you didn't watch the game, the box
No,
score.
I know.
Yeah,
it
was a one-score game that wasn't
until
one score.
the beginning of the 4th, and then Ohio State everybody blinked, and Ohio State was up like 20.
Here's why I love Penn State so much. I love Penn State because I think they're more talented now at quarterback. Not disrespect to Sean Clifford, but I think Drew Adler is a more talented quarterback. He played last year enough to get his feet wet, and if you've ever listened off campus, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. They bullied the bully. They bullied Utah in a bowl game.
Yeah.
They lined up, ran full house backfield, and said, we're stronger than you. We're grown. You're not. Here we come. And they imposed their will on a team that just does not happen to. And that's their style. I think their style is different enough, but now they've got a quarterback that can play any style, and he can be the athletic difference. I love their 2 running backs. There's a lot to like there. Now they've got an Ohio State-Michigan problem. There's no doubt there. But if they can figure out that portion of it and just one. They don't even have to beat both. If they beat one, it's a one-loss team that becomes really interesting.
So I mean, I don't know. I just think position group by position group, I think Florida State is as good or better than Penn State. I don't believe in Mike Norvell versus James Franklin's a wash to me pretty much. Maybe a little bit of edge to Franklin. Actually, that's probably fair to say edge to Franklin. But so since I basically view the teams as even, though, what I ended up kind of using as a deciding factor is Florida State's path is easier. I don't think Penn State's going to beat both those teams. I don't think they're going to beat one of those teams.
Florida State's week 1 and week 4, and then the rematch in the ACC championship game.
They'll have to.
I still have Clemson ahead of Florida State. I watched that game last year in its totality, and Clemson, with a bad quarterback and a bad offense, still beat Florida State.
Yeah.
You bring in Garrett Riley. Cade Klubnik's a more talented quarterback, I think. I know DJU's talented, but I think Cade Klubnik is a more talented overall quarterback. I think Will Shipley's one of the most underrated players in the country. Garrett Riley's going to unlock things with Will Shipley that I don't think they had done, and he was a really good player last year. The defense is already stacked. Now, receiver's a question to Clemson, but I like Clemson until Florida State proves to me that they can beat them, and that game is at Clemson this year.
So I have Florida State, USC, then I got Clemson. I would have gone Clemson over USC, but it is a tandem list, and Aaron, is a firm Caleb Williams believer, and I have no problem with it, honestly. I mean, Lincoln Riley's a beast too, so I'm fine with USC.
Yeah, I've got USC third in the Pac-12 right now.
Yeah, no, I know you're not high. You're not high in the Trojans. I know.
But with that being said, like at Washington, Utah, USC, Oregon, I think USC is a really good football team. So I don't want to feel like I'm just slandering them. But the Pac-12 right now, they truly do have more teams that can make the college football playoff than any other conference. I think those 4 teams have a realistic chance at doing it, but the logistics of it don't allow that because you're going to beat up each other.
Yeah.
Like time and time again, you look at the schedule and you're just like, ooh.
Another reason why I have Florida State over USC here.
And it's like, how do I get that team to the playoff? And I can't do it because you're going to have 2 losses, it feels like.
So this is also why I have Clemson over Penn State at 8, is because, again, Clemson and Penn State meet on the field today. Maybe Penn State's a slight favorite, but I don't know. Clemson has one of the best front sevens in the country. You mentioned the Riley hire, probably the best coaching hire of the offseason. I think Klubnik's going to be good. Like I said, I think Clemson's big question if the answers about their weapons on the outside, but we've also seen Clemson do it before, to your point. So, so I got Clemson 8, then Penn State checks in at 9, and then again, I was forced to put Texas at 10. I wanted to put Washington there, but I was forced because I had already argued to get Clemson and Florida State where they were.
I love Washington this year. I mean, I've said that a bunch as well. So I would agree with you. I'd like Washington better in that spot. Utah's going to have a 2-game stretch there to begin the season. Florida at home and then on the road against Baylor. It's going to be hotter than hot September the 9th there in Waco. So if they handle that, because Utah has not handled early season games well. Right, they lose a game against Florida last year. They had every opportunity to win, and then by the end of it, they rally off all these victories, but they've lost too much to get into the real conversation. If they can win those 2 games, I like Utah to find their way into the top 10 as well. I mean, I love Josh Pate the way he said it, always on deck, never at bat.
Yeah.
Because they are. And then I
still don't think of TCU as a Power 5 team when 7 of the past 14 years they finished top 7 or something?
Yeah, 7 of the last 14 they've been top 7, and in those 7, 3 have been top 3.
They're a better program than Texas, straight up.
Yeah.
The last 10 years,
I know.
significantly better.
Texas in my top 10.
If Texas had the DNA and the culture and the desire of a TCU, where could they be? But you can say all of that, but they just don't for whatever reason. Like Gary Patterson instilled this in TCU. And he built this foundation that feels like it's not going to just crumble ever. They might have cracks in it, but then they patch it up and they get to where they were last year. And Sonny Dykes is like the perfect coach to take that over. Think about TCU and where they've been. Way more successful than Texas in the last 13 years. It's not even remotely close. If Texas had that grit that a place like TCU has, but they've tried coaches. All different coaches. They have all different coaching styles, and it's just a place that cannot find it.
Greg says Texas don't have that dog in him. I agree.
They don't.
And guess what? Steve Sarkisian.
They haven't since 2009.
Not that guy. You never need to see another clip beyond Steve Sarkisian yelling at that poor television PA when he's just kind of lightly grazes his chest. That is not a leader. It's not a man. That is a boy who's stressed out trying to be a
like,
man.
hey, don't touch. But if he would be like, hey, fella, hey, we're good. Just don't touch me. Like, slapped him on the butt and smiled and winked. Okay. Yeah, that man went full bore after that.
Because he's tight. Because his b-hole was tight.
And they got whipped in that game by Washington.
I heard about a Steve Sarkisian speech before the Alabama game where he was like, look, I was at Washington when we beat USC, and I know a thing or two about coaching in big games, blah, 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 blah. It was
Well,
like
Washington beats USC a lot now. So
Yeah, I know. It was the worst pregame speech I've ever heard.
Look, you're talking about Texas. That's like a spitting image. They are the Big 12 version of USC. They are.
Yeah.
USC's had a little bit more success in terms of total wins, but neither of them have done anything. Neither of them have any grit. They're all having a bunch
Since they
of
lost their
coaching turnover.
legendary coach, Pete Carroll, Mac Brown,
Yeah,
they've
look
been
who they-
searching for something they can't find.
Yeah, look who they've had since Pete Carroll and Mac Brown. They are so similar programs.
Very comparable. I remember Texas winning the Sugar Bowl with Ellinger. I remember USC winning a Rose Bowl with Sam Darnold. Besides that, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
The last 13 years. Not a dang thing.
And people every single year get fooled by it.
Yep, they're
The only difference is now Sark, not that guy. Lincoln Riley, I believe, certifiably is that guy.
To a certain point, and then he hits the wall, and he can't climb over
That's
the
the
wall.
thing.
But like what we're talking about, like the high for USC is winning the one Rose Bowl. So like the high for them would still be making a playoff. Now then, we don't know if Lincoln can win a natty, but he can get you to the playoffs.
Yeah,
and he'll win you conferences. I think.
No, I see what you're saying. He's more established. Like he's shown more than
His resume's insane. Lincoln Riley's resume is actually insane.
Yeah. I mean, we're not 100% sure he is that guy.
And when they go to the Big Ten,
by that guy, I mean I think he's a.
They go to the Big Ten with who they currently have and the way that they format their defense. They are going to get big boyed weekly.
Yeah, they are 100%. It's not that Pac-12 spread it out like. Big Ten, they still grind it out.
Everything goes back to the head coach in college football. I believe in Lincoln Riley to be able to be adjusted. I mean,
I believe
do
in
what he
to
did
get to
in
a playoff,
year.
but not to
that's
win
what
it.
I mean. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's an upgrade to what USC's had, but inevitably they'll get killed in the playoffs.
But then if we're saying Lincoln's not that guy, then Brian Kelly's not that guy.
We'll see. I think the difference is Kelly
Maybe,
adapts a little bit more.
Kelly's shown to adapt. My issue with Lincoln Riley, he refuses to do what he needs to do to get a good defense.
BK's
he
won
cannot,
a playoff game, though, right?
Don't think.
Yeah, but I mean,
don't believe.
What do we always talk about? Yeah,
they played in the national championship, but it was not during the playoff era. But they made it to a title.
Yeah. But who cares? It's about the ring. Like playoff, making it to the championship game is the same thing.
I get it, but Kelly's shown the ability to have at least some sort of balance on offense and defense. Lincoln Riley's had really bad.
It don't matter
defenses.
if it's a results-based business. I don't care how you win the championship, it's whether you win or not. I'm just saying you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't accuse Lincoln Riley of not being that guy, but then give Brian Kelly that guy status when he hasn't won a natty either.
I agree with both of you, because he has made it a step farther than Lincoln, but he hasn't been able to find a way to win.
And he's had way more
Lincoln
time
hasn't
at it
done
than Lincoln has.
No, yeah, and again, Kelly hasn't reached that mountaintop. But there's a glaring weakness in all of Lincoln Riley's teams. Brian Kelly doesn't have that glaring weakness.
Lincoln also took over a well-oiled machine as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, in Oklahoma.
But then he proved a lot to me last year going to USC and affecting a turnaround at a place that had been pretty lost, dude.
Ish, yeah. I mean,
he just brought Caleb Williams over from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean,
credit to him.
You think anybody can just walk into the quarterback numbers at Lincoln Riley? Go look at Jalen Hurts' 2019
Lincoln
season.
Riley was great.
What the hell are you talking about?
No,
then?
he was great.
What were you talking about then? You just going to try to demean all of this man's accomplishments because you don't like his defense?
No, he has a great offense. That's what we're just talking about.
So Brian Kelly's a better coach because he's more balanced? Brian Kelly might have won a natty if he had a Lincoln offense combined with the defense. He could have, yeah. So the sins are the same.
But there's no glaring.
The sins are the same. Yes, no. The glaring issue is a lack of overpowering offense in that case. Like, the sins are the same. It's just at different percentages. I'm just asking for some consistency.
And this is I'm one way or the other. Who do you feel has a better chance of winning?
Brian Kelly.
If they're coaching the same exact team with the same stars, the same everything.
That's what Taylor's saying.
I think that's what he's trying to say, but maybe not saying it the best way.
But all I'm saying is, though, you have to accept that is pure opinion. And that if we're just being objective, and if like the same way that you are dismissing Lincoln, somebody could just as easily dismiss Brian Kelly for the exact same reason.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I don't know for sure Lincoln is that guy. Just like Kelly. Like, Kelly's still got to make it. But
look, but I believe Kelly will. Like, I do not take. I'm just playing argumentative devil's advocate. I've never seen a coach as good as Brian Kelly up close.
Yes.
Like in terms of how the process and the program and all that sort of stuff. So, and I know, look at LSU, the inherent power. Like, I think they're inherently, LSU's way better than USC. USC has advantages, but I think LSU has bigger ones. And so, yeah, I think Brian Kelly does get across the finish line here. I'm just merely pointing out that, like, I think you can't just completely dismiss what Lincoln Riley has done.
No, I'm not.
And the point of all of this is that Steve Sarkisian sucks. That's the actual point.
Riley is 100%.
He's never won 10
over
games.
Sarkisian. Yeah.
Everywhere he's been, the next coach wins 10 games. He's just bad. He's just bad. T-Bob must have hit the sauce early this morning. Actually, we're not even drinking Cold Coors Light here for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Lincoln can't cook, bruh.
This year is going to be fascinating with Lincoln Riley, because if he goes through the gauntlet of a schedule, and you can roll your eyes at that if you want to, but if he goes through the gauntlet of what they have at the end of their schedule and he finds a way into a CFP,
that'd be crazy.
I promise you I will tip my cap to him, because when you look at who they have now, they're going to start out San Jose State win, Nevada win, Stanford win, Arizona State win, Colorado win, Arizona win. Then they've got at Notre Dame, Utah, at Cal, Washington, at Oregon, UCLA without a bye week. Their bye week comes in week number 3. They are going to have a stretch where they have got to go against team after team after team without a bye week. Their bye week comes the week before the Pac-12 championship game. If they come out on the other side of that schedule, I promise you I will be here saying Lincoln Riley is absolutely that guy.
100%.
So I will say that, like Texas, I think the fabric of USC is too soft to handle that run.
That's brutal.
I mean, the Pac-12's top 6 are really damn good this year. All right, when we get back, that was a very long first segment. More OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Let's see if I can score the same way you will. Some great deals at Airline Highway. Damn it! You will not get rejected when you go to All-Star TV like I just did. You'll get
All-Star
accepted.
TV? You hit the TV,
The
to be
TV's
fair.
what rejected me.
Yeah,
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Go today and check out the great deals and support those who support the boys. Shout out All-Star. Get a Sienna. What are you waiting for? Get that minivan, guys.
Oh, our get a 4Runner, a Highlander, a Sequoia, a Tacoma, a Tundra. Really, whatever you want, they've got it over there. They've got so many different vehicles available for you. So go check them out today. If you're buying new, if you're leasing, if you're renting, all of those are certainly available for you over there at T-Bob's Bought New. I have leased. I've taken full advantage of the rental process as well. Go check them out. Per day rental prices, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Charles Hangrove, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road. Troy Macker from Bed Rivers is with us. Bruce Marshall is with us. We're counting down the lock of the week, and we got a big weekend of preseason football. Live at Lunch from Ruffino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Jake, you just blew my mind with those Air Force uniforms.
Yeah, check out the Air Force uniforms.
What do they say? It's based off of an old headline or an old newspaper headline from after the nuke was dropped, it looked like.
Yeah, from General Doolittle. The Japanese were apparently entirely unprepared for our arrival. And this is the official account.
I'm looking like
Tokyo bomb
online right now. Like basically every sports, they have articles on it and everything. This is legit. I'm looking at Air Force's Twitter right now. Let me pull it up.
The Doolittle Raiders is the uniform.
Yeah,
it's a like a shiny chrome helmet.
Hang on, I got it right here.
Doolittle, like, are they celebrating the fire bombings or the nuke? I don't know, man.
Apparently celebrating like him, General James Doolittle is what it says. Like they're celebrating him.
Okay.
And
like it's got his name on the back of all the jerseys.
Yeah, and he was a part of it. Like it says Doolittle here, it says Doolittle on the back of the helmet in another picture.
Reminds me of a very good Malcolm Gladwell book that involves a ton of Doolittle, and that is Bomber Mafia. Here's the deal. I understand what Dan Carr would term the logical insanity that led us to the point where dropping a nuke on a city made sense and firebombing and everything. Celebrating it's a little odd. That feels like something that you did because you had to do it, not something that you should be like, hell yeah. But I just feel like there's probably other ways that you could have celebrated the Air Force. But hey, that's a choice. We'll see. See how it works out for him, man. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. I ain't never seen anything like that.
Yeah, but it does seem like they're celebrating the general.
Yeah,
and obviously that's what he's going to be known for. But
hang on, I got a different picture of like the back of the helmet, and it says Doolittle on the back of that as well. So,
shout out General Doolittle. Are we gonna try to do this? This tier list, this football movie tier list.
Hey, I know we're Nebraska fans in the Big Ten.
Okay, be careful with whatever comes next.
No, but I want to talk about another Big Ten team that feels like really close to Nebraska. And
you want to talk about Illinois?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yes, I love Iowa.
What? I mean, they won 9 games last year.
Everybody hates them. I don't get
listen, they were 130 out of 131 teams. Now we've added 2, so it's 133 now. But 130 out of 131 in total offense last year.
Yeah, and won 9 games.
When I say they were horrid. They were as bad as you possibly can be outside of New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And they scored less than 20 touchdowns as a team last year. Let that sink in. Less than 20 as an actual full roster team.
Bro, this is like that Super Bowl Ravens team.
Now, they were second in total defense. 130 in offense, second. So next to last in offense, next to first in defense. They get Cade McNamara to come over from Michigan, who led them to a college football playoff. They get a tight end from Michigan as well. They've added a couple of pieces. If they could just be 70th, maybe 70th in total offense with the brand of defense that they play. Now, Riley Moss, who is a corner, was their best offensive player the last 2 years because he had, it felt like 20 pick sixes. But that's an interesting team. They still found a way to win 9 games, scoring less than 20 touchdowns as a team.
Bro, it goes back to our tier list from last week where we had Iowa ranked, I want to say in the B, and I got some pushback on that, but no. And look, I think it's kind of like the A&M
Did we release
thing.
that?
We did. It didn't hit. I screwed up and didn't do it on Friday, but it did not get any traction.
Oh, I didn't even see it released.
Yeah, I did on Monday morning, which is like a hot social media time, and nothing. Like
I didn't even get like a
responses.
reply.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But
Okay, all right.
the other thing though is, Jake, like, and I know a lot of people are like, but Brian Ferentz. Yes, I feel you, but at the same time, if you look at last year, what went so wrong for the offense? It's not. You can see the autopsy the same way you can with like a Texas A&M, where first off, I don't think Spencer Petras was ever really that guy.
No.
And that's on them for not recruiting a better quarterback for 3 years.
And you had a first-round tight end that you just did not utilize.
Yeah,
and you
did
were
nothing
so
but.
predictable.
But outside of the tight end, you had no receivers. Everybody got hurt. You had all true freshmen. Nobody knew what they were doing. Like the injuries, recruiting issues, there were a lot of reasons why that went so wrong. So it's not to say that I was going to be great, but they're not going to be that awful.
No,
they're not going to be 130.
They weren't awful
look
last year.
Look at Brian French when he had Nate Stanley. Nate
Ooh,
Stanley
that
threw
is
for
a
almost
name
3,000 yards,
I
26
have not
touchdowns
thought
and 10
about
picks.
in a long time.
The next year, 16-7, 3,000 yards. So not great, but like markedly better than the 3 Spencer Petras years. So yeah, I think with Cade McNamara, a year more seasoning on those weapons, I think Iowa's going to be damn good.
So last year, yeah, I mean, they win 9 games. Now they lost to the Cornhuskers. Just saying. And that was
Last
after
year?
they won. Yeah. And that was
Best
after they
3-9
won
team
4
of all
games
time. Shout out Scott
in a
Frost.
row. So, and they beat Kentucky 21-0 in a bowl game last year. So, interesting team. Just don't bet on sports.
That's your Wildcats, dude. You got to square that circle.
Just don't bet on sports, Hawkeyes.
Just bet the under. Are we just betting? What unders were we riding last year that hit every week?
Iowa.
It was Iowa.
Well,
Are
so
you
were
going
their
again this year?
players.
Of course it was.
Yeah, the
Players were betting the under as well.
Yeah.
Petras had games where he threw for 92, 94, 49. This man played against Ohio
49
State and
yards.
threw for 49 yards in the year of our Lord 2022.
That is
Awful.
hard to fathom. That is very hard to fathom.
Thought Les Miles. Bad. Jeez.
I'm trying to find the and especially in this day and age. Of
They
football,
played
too.
2023.
Illinois. It was 9-6.
Although to be clear,
And they lost.
Kirk Ferentz at last year's Big Ten Media Days before the season started was asked what's the most overrated stat in all of college football, and he said total yardage. He said offensive total yardage. So that is like what I mean.
We just
He
talked
ain't
about
lying.
it. Yeah, he went 9-3.
He went nine, that's what I'm saying, dude. Old boy knows what he cares about and what he done.
That man's got life figured out. Y'all
How
can
about
say whatever you
Brian?
want.
Brian though has to average 25 points a game this year. He gets a pay cut.
Yeah. He needs to be, if he doesn't average that, he needs to be cut out of the family.
I mean, give my guy Brian a break. He's having to run an offense when his dad's talking about how offensive yardage doesn't matter at all. He's a little handcuffed by Pops. I actually saw a really interesting athletic piece, a sit down talking to Brian Ferentz, and he sounds like someone who has some father issues a little bit. Just like a little bit of I think he feels the pressure of the legend that is Kirk Ferentz.
It's a hard dynamic, man. Your father is your head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird.
Well,
It's gotta be
imagine
weird.
him going into Kirk's office at the end of the year. He's like, son, you only averaged 24.3. I'm going to have to dock you some pay. That's going to be a That's going to be an awkward conversation as well.
I'm proud of you. You threw for 100 yards this game. Hell yeah. Don't get too crazy now. Let's not go above 150. But good job on breaking triple digits.
Dad, I love this formation. I love this grouping. Let's run it. No. Why? Because I said so.
Too aggressive. Too spread. What is this? What are you? Are you my son or Lincoln Riley's son? Get the hell out of here, Brian.
3 wide receivers. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. How about 3 tight ends? Get back in your room, Brian. You're grounded. But see, these are the jokes, right? And that's why it sucks to kind of coach for your dad. Or it doesn't suck because you stay employed and you get paid tons of money. As a fellow Nepo baby, I feel you, Brian. That's what's up. We got to stick together, dude. When we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. I'm remembering what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Corks Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy from Tiger Bait talking Tigers and Saints getting ready for the Chargers. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I haven't seen it. So I can't speak to it.
Isn't that the one Big Fave's in?
When the game stands tall?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe so.
I think Big Fave is not a star, but he's a part of it.
It might be.
I think he is, and his character's name is Busta.
That's the one on the about. That's the one about De La Salle, right?
Yeah, Buster.
so.
Oh, he plays Buster Matthews.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay, then
so.
yeah. If he plays Buster
Dude,
Matthews,
Jake,
that's the
I
movie.
mean, Taylor is hyped now to talk to Big Fave next time we talk to him.
I like that
He
movie.
either played him or went against him, but I remember
Big
Busta.
Fave on Fridays for football this
No,
year.
he
Just
had
little
to.
coaches.
He had to have played him because
We
De
do
La
need to get our
Salle
benchmarks
played.
ready for football season. And I was going to suggest that maybe we did that after the show today. But my man T-Bob, who gets done here at 9:55:50, has a haircut at 10.
Yeah. It's like 2 seconds away. I'm long due for a haircut. I got to trim this thing up a little bit. It's finally got to the point where it's annoying me now. All right, this is our football tier list. Right now, we have Friday Night Lights, the program, Varsity Blues. Remember, the Titans in the S tier. We have Any Given Sunday, Little Giants, Replacements, Jerry Maguire, Waterboy in the A tier. We Are Marshall, Necessary Roughness, Rudy the Blindside, Longest Yard in the B tier. Express, Gridiron Gang, All the Right Moves, Longest Yard, Invincible, and When the Game Stands Tall in the C tier. And then Facing the Giants, Game Plan, American Underdog, Draft Day, Division III Radio, and Johnny Be Good in the D tier. This looks pretty solid. I think one thing we have to decide, though, is whether or not we want to make the S tier more exclusive.
Which one would you take out of those four, though?
The program.
I would personally take that one out as well.
Probably take out the program.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the program out. The program, for someone who played football at that level, to go through the things that they went through, and it tells that story more than, the football, which I get, but to go through like the star quarterback and going through depression and Latimer's the best character maybe
of the
entire thing.
Yeah,
like he's the most memorable one. So I know y'all's age, y'all weren't born when the program came out.
Yeah,
so I understand y'all's. And remember the Titans for y'all is one that is probably pretty high.
Well, remember the Titans for me, that was like when I was Little League, that was like the movie.
But
But
I like the program. Like, I like the behind the scenes.
I could also take Remember the Titans out. That would be the other one that I would bump down.
Not on my watch.
But then Friday Night
probably
Lights
would
and Varsity
too.
Blues are kind of samey.
I mean, Remember Titans is good.
It's actually impossible for me to really want to bump down Remember the Titans, though, because it was so impactful.
I need to watch
my
Friday
age.
Night Lights, the movie, again.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Relax now, okay.
I
Put
need to
Booby in. Watch Booby spin. That's all I'm
I've
saying.
seen it. We saw it as a team.
I know.
Were you here yet?
No.
You want to win
It
the
came
Booby
out
spin?
yeah.
I know the movie. I said I need to watch it again.
Friday Night Lights is S tier, if for no other reason than Explosions in the Sky song
Hey,
at the end.
Hey, yeah, where's North? We need to add North Dallas 40 if we.
Did you
But I'm
do
the
the new
only.
tab
I'm the only
thing?
one that probably
I haven't
seen
tried
that.
it yet. I will. I don't. Again, I've seen like all of them. I don't know how many people have seen it.
Seen what?
North Dallas 40.
Brian's song. These are older ones.
Yeah,
that
like I've
my
seen
dad
those.
showed
Song.
me.
I guess I don't think about it as a football movie.
Yeah,
but
like I've seen those. I don't know how many people.
Blindside's not gonna be here. Yeah, no.
Blindside is on here.
It's on. It's on.
No.
Okay. Look,
dude,
I get it.
It
I
did
get
get
it. But
nominated
like
for Best Picture.
movie itself is a good movie.
And
I
it's got
mean,
Ed Oger on it.
should we fault
true.
it for the controversy? Like the movie
I was
itself is good.
I was trying to throw off that joke.
Watch some of these movies makes you feel young. You know what else makes you feel young? Rejuve Me Medical, okay? If you are having just problems that come along with aging, right? Like strength deficiency, fatigue, insomnia, mood and memory problems, sexual dysfunction, weight gain, cardiovascular health. There are so many different ways that Rejuve Me can help treat these issues. Ask about semaglutide when you're in there. Ask about HRT. Ask about everything that Rejuve Me offers. Maybe go check out their YouTube channel if you want. Get that free consultation, okay? And realize that all you're doing is upkeep on your body. 20, 30, 40, 50, male, female. We all age. We all age in different ways, and our bodies all have different needs. At Rejuve Me, they understand that, and they treat that, Okay, so you want to feel young again? Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, now Shreveport as well. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, the age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. All right, let's go to break. We'll continue to work on the list and then ask the bench to close out the show next here on OTB.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can lease a new Toyota Camry for $489 per month. That's right, you can get a brand new Toyota Camry for only $489 per month. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Saints and Chargers joint practice. We'll have an update from LA, and the Riot Radio Hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
First, Tears for Fears.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
So I owe the Air Force an apology. Taylor doing some further research. The Doolittle raid was the first bombing attack on Japan, not one that resulted in any amount of life loss, bad, but not one that resulted in crazy, insane loss of life. And it was more of a symbolic and psychological win, as well as symbolic and psychological loss for Japan, as they thought that they were pretty untouchable. And the U.S. proved that, no, okay, look, man, you're going to come after us, we can touch you as well. So, those jerseys make a lot more sense in that context. And I apologize for being wrong. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kurzite, Busy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus, Wheat. I'm not seeing any. Okay, here we go. Which upcoming holiday are you most looking forward to?
The next one.
Halloween, for sure.
So you're saying Halloween over Thanksgiving?
Well, Halloween's first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Halloween.
Well, I mean, I think when somebody asks which upcoming holiday, they're kind of talking about the big fall.
I love Halloween.
I'd still take Halloween over
I'm
Thanksgiving.
going to Thanksgiving. Football all over the place, great food. And we've started a tradition in our family that we go out to California and see a Chargers home game during Thanksgiving now. So kids out on break, so.
That's cool.
Reverse order of the calendar for me. Christmas 1, Thanksgiving 2, Halloween 3. Love them all.
I feel like that's the most beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. It's a slow build. That's the point.
I mean, the fall is unrivaled, in my opinion. The great holidays, the great football, the great weather compared to what we normally have.
I think that's why I chose Halloween. Weather-wise, October's my favorite month. For sure.
If you get a good October, yeah.
No, late November gets a little
sketchy.
We get it's kind of like spring. Sometimes we get those 2 weeks of fall, and it's
I feel like October, mid 80s during the day, low 70s, high 60s at night. That's.
October's the best. Football in swing, and basketball starting.
Hey, if you're going to watch UFC 292 this week, remember to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. If you're a new customer, use the promo code Baton Rouge. When you sign up with that promo code, you bet $5 on UFC 292. You get $150 in bonus bets instantly, y'all. Instantly. How about that? And remember, if you're a returning customer, you can always do whatever. Same fight parlays, same game parlays, and get those big payouts that you want. But look, whether it's fighting, soccer, preseason football, it's all there for you in the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/MMA terms. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537. Ask the Bench. Not a question, but y'all should come out to the Jambalaya Cook-Off taking place tomorrow at Perkins Road from 11 to 1. My God, I've been to that before, and it was incredible. I can't go. I'm going to Lake. I would love to, though. Nothing I love more than a Jambalaya Cook-Off because I freaking love jambalaya.
I'm going to be at practice.
What was somebody telling me was to do with leftover jambalaya? Put eggs on it?
Eggs and then cheese was the other.
Yes. That sounds so good.
I have a fantasy football draft Saturday, so.
So y'all still get together in person?
Yeah.
And do it?
I'm very excited. It's the only time I see some of these guys all year.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man.
Been in the league since high school, so
We're going to talk about the league on FX?
No.
Y'all remember when Taco did this thing?
My name was on the league board one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a fun little Easter egg.
Yeah.
You got to tell us the episode sometime.
Ask the Bench. I feel like my friend Jonathan and I are growing apart. He seems too busy for me. How can I let him know that I miss him and I still love him?
Oh.
I think you just tell him that, Ben. I think you just tell him.
Hey, Bob. Three balls again, man.
Miss you, man.
We've been hanging.
Hope all's well. I love you.
Adult
and if
friendships.
you don't get reciprocated, then,
Adult friendships can
maybe
be
it's
hard.
time.
You got to make time. You got to make an effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
When Brian Kelly was talking about the running back depth chart earlier in the week and how people's feelings get hurt and stuff, it made me think of Top Friends from MySpace.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that?
Well, that was an interesting quote that I don't think we played. He was like, in my experience, when you
Yeah.
put out a depth chart, it does one of two things. It either makes people sad or makes them mad, essentially. Which don't be the sad guy. Be the mad guy. Use it as motivation.
I'm not number one.
To get better. Hootie says, I just wish it was actually cold at Halloween. It would be perfect. It was kind of cold last year, wasn't it? Am I crazy?
I don't remember.
God, a cold holiday hits so much different.
So much better.
But there's nothing worse when you get the 80-degree Christmas. You know, knock on wood, we don't get it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you on Monday. Go Hootie!
OTB.
Bolt up.
OT.
Chargers
Bolt
suck,
up.
dude.
All the way up.
Chargers suck.
Preseason.
In fact, if your system gets shocked by the bolts,
There was a blow there and you didn't use it.
you go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, because not just AC and heating, it's all your electrical needs as well. They can change light bulbs for you, though I would not recommend it. Though even if you do, you will see the customer service you're going to get. So again, let's play a little story here. Your AC breaks down over the weekend. Your weekend is ruined, right? All your food, like it's just you're in deep trouble. That's where Accutemp comes in. Top-notch customer service. Everybody licensed, bond insured, best prices. The most knowledgeable employees. The bottom line, they get your system up and running as soon as possible. Also, looking at the Star Club membership while you're there, actempbr.com.
Yeah, go to that website today. Remember, you can schedule your appointment right now online. Even if you can't get to the phone, you can do it on their website, actempbr.com. Bolt up.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been